So, last session, you all laid siege to a kobold encampment. And though the start was not in your favor, you quickly turned the tides and slew all but two of your scaled enemies. After a brief and tense encounter with a chained devil, some of you were left with questions unanswered. As the combat came to a close, you did your due diligence and scoured the camp, finding some rations, some salvageable materials, as well as a hidden wine cellar. But more disturbing, you discovered a secret space, the decomposing corpse, showing clear signs of torture and a multitude of jars containing the eggs of the strange demonic fish you had seen polluting the river. You opted to bed down here in the relative safety of this kobold camp. You all drifted off or were carried off to your beds. While Barbaros took first watch, engrossed in his knitting, he was surprised by three specters, who begged him to remember them and the rest who were not honored. This encounter went unnoticed by all except the watchful Thane. Velnrith, you slept soundly until your dreams hurtled you into a familiar space, where your patrons scolded you lightly for allowing a demon to escape your grasp, but in the same breath commended you for the fear you already strike into these foul beasts. And as with the end of this moment, that day breaks, you all rise, having completed a long rest.
Henry is probably still asleep.
Barbaros would be up with the sun, quickly getting his kit and gear together. Efficient, soldierly. Speaking with Seth, since he knows him best. Going over what provisions they'll need for the march back to Ingvich. Seth!
I
How's the watch?
relatively uneventful for my part.
So I go open my pack and I look. Oh, we've got some hardtack. Don't relish eating these. You think any of the food stores they have here are worth cooking? Not the kobold you had last evening.
I wouldn't recommend that anyways to anyone. No, I can take a look around to see if there was anything perhaps missed amongst these supplies.
Velnirith would speak up. I did acquire many rations we can split amongst the group.
Dried meat, berries, and old moldy bread. It is not great fare, but it'll keep us marching.
It's better than starving.
Indeed.
Fair to say. So, what's next? We turn in the bounty. We have tales aplenty. But this creature, this Neverborn, what do you plan on doing about this? He looks over to the female Vilnereth.
It is most likely tied to a temple that Henry and I are already planning on investigating. If it has piqued your interest, you are more than welcome to tag along for a while. We would not mind the company.
Well, I think I've settled down in English for too long. My hands ache. My feet find themselves longing for the road again. Yes, I think I will join you on this.
It is nice to have others that are adequate in battle and can take care of themselves.
As you say that, Tarek, you hear muffled cursing, and Tarek stumbles out of his tent, sprints to about here, and casts a gout of flame at this campfire, or this tent, out of his arm. He is visibly glowing as he is stumbling out of his tent.
Well, that
You
doesn't
just hear
know.
him breathing heavily.
Tarek,
Old boy.
what kind of
Yeah.
sorcery is this?
Oh boy, this was supposed to happen in front of you.
Was this a private matter?
I have a condition. Yeah, we'll go with condition.
So, magical fire gouts from your arms at morning?
Only if I don't vent it often enough. I
Ah,
guess
Positive.
with all the excitement from last night, I maybe generated a little too much.
I see.
Worst case of morning wood ever.
I haven't pulled out the glowing sacred flames in quite a while. Must have sent me into overdrive. I'm not dangerous to you, I promise that.
No, it's apparently fabric. As I motion to the tent that's now a cinder.
She's
Barbara should
happier if
show
I
his
break
name.
something with it.
I'm sorry. Then Barbaros thinks about it for a minute
He
and decides,
immediately
like, yeah,
clamps
I'm not gonna.
custody.
Yeah, he's not gonna investigate that one any further. But he does like side eye Vilnereth and Henry.
Oh, Henry's still asleep. He's still in
Oh
the tent.
Yeah.
He's still
Henry
out
is
cold.
he's a
I
late
mean, if
sleeper.
you'd like my life story now, we can go with that, or we could move on and could naturally get
Oh,
there.
probably in due time. Fan, what have you?
I'm feeling fine this morning.
Does this prospect of a demon hunt seem good to you?
I I'm willing to help, but I'm still not convinced this demon is something that we can fight ourselves. I know, for my part at least, I am not capable of taking on something that powerful.
No, neither can I individually, but what one cannot do, many possibly can.
I do not believe what the temple that we were planning to investigate a similar creature is there. More leads to why it was here to begin with.
Understood. Well, if you will have me, I am willing to help.
So we can count a member of the fair folk amongst us. This will make travel in these woods perhaps a bit easier.
I make no promises.
And what about our monster hunter?
The roads are long and many, and there are beasts about all of them. I go wherever there is need, and I see no reason why I shouldn't join you as well on your endeavor.
We could use the help. Power and many.
I'll try not to step on your toes in this regard. Dame Velnerth,
Yeah.
assuming that she is of a form of title, given her allegiances.
So
I don't-
Tarek,
I don't know
speak
if I
your
have a
mind on
title
this.
within my actual organization yet.
You would be
I'd be
the
like the
Dame is
very
pretty
you'd be
bottom,
you're
pretty much.
you're private.
Yeah,
You
like I'm like very
How
bottom
low?
rank.
but Seth is also essentially the equivalent of a private for the Iron Brand.
Yeah.
There's this light little pissing contest here earlier on, but neither of you are like you're both so low on the rungs that shit doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck you, fuck you.
You're on your wanderings.
I didn't hear what you said, Tim, because you keep going.
Tarek, it seems to go against the natural order.
Oh, we're going to end this as soon as possible. As long as you'll all have me. I will make sure that display is not common.
If it's a required vent, it's a required vent. There are plenty of different Depending on members of the organization that I'm part of, I've seen quite a few of the elders require certain forms of morning rituals.
As you
Concoctions required.
As you say that, his arm bursts into flame again.
Yeah, see, it would seem that way.
Ash, not now! And I just I shoot this other tent over here that I can't ping for some reason, and I can ping the other one.
That's fine.
The
The
one
one's
next
away
to it.
from the camp, yeah? The one
Yes,
that,
yeah,
okay.
no, yeah, not the ones you guys are Henry is actively sleeping in.
That's what I'm curious. That's making sure.
It's so hot.
Yeah, as and as Tarek says that and shoots the guy to flame, you actually see his entire body just like he's been glowing this entire time. He's finally just settled down.
Yeah, there we are. Seems to have resolved itself.
he then walks back to the tent that he was in. He crawls in. You notice he didn't have his mask on, so you get to see him. This is the first time you've seen him in daylight. Just burned scar tissue all over one side of his head. And he picks up a mask and puts it back on. And comes back into the tent.
Interesting. So 7, I count a number. If I could assume Henry is also going.
Henry will be there. This is the only reason he came out of his hovel to begin with.
As I when I said 7, I looked at Tarek heavily, like because he said Ash.
He's got an extra one.
An auspicious number. As I look up, and then for the early morning, maybe even the dawn star is still out. The dipper rotates around it, always guiding the way, knowing which season it is and which one is to rise and fall. I take out my large book and I grab my quill and I annotate down the names of each person here. 7. So it is written, and so shall it be remembered. And if we have nothing else to do in the camp,
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much ready to go.
All right. So you all break camp and start making the trek back to Ingswich.
Does somebody wake Henry, or do you just start packing the
True.
tent
Oh,
around?
yeah.
Old man's just sleeping.
Oh, he's out. He was enjoying his.
We just bring down the tent and drop him in it and just carry him along with us.
yeah, let the
That's
old
what I
man
said.
sleep till we gotta
Once
move
the
out.
talking would have finished, Valnirith would have woken him up because she knows that he would come along regardless. So she didn't need to have him really in the conversation.
Yeah. Best Barbaros would have done is warmed up some tea to give him in a battered old camp mug.
Oh,
the
seems
first
we're off for more of an adventure. Fantastic.
They will be accompanying us to the temple.
The more the merrier. I'd like a filled classroom more often than not. It should be fun. Oh, tea. I thank you kindly. Appreciate it.
Yes. It's a blend that I've come to like. Hyssop, dandelion,
It's quite
some
herby.
other root variety that I'm unaware of.
It harmonizes flavors quite well. I tip my hat to you if I had one.
Make Constitution saving throw. Oh no, you're just gonna trip balls.
Our biology is just vastly different. What's mildly nice to Barbaros is just toxic to everybody else.
Is there
will rip out one more
anything
fang.
else anybody would like to do in the morning? Maybe make some food or some baked goods or anything like that before y'all break camp.
So you see Tarek still visibly like uncomfortable. He looked like he had been winding down, but he starts winding back up again. He just sprints over to the river and just dumps his head in it.
Jesus.
Given the
You
ration,
actively
yeah.
see steam coming out of the water where his head is submerged in it. And then the
cool.
steam dissipates, and he pulls his head back out, shakes his hair off.
Given the rations we had available, Barbaros would have put those inside a camp pot and boiled up the mash into something serviceable along with the rehydrate the meats and doled those out, especially if somebody had been able to pick some
late season berry or early season berries if they were around, and toss them all in there. But other than that, just something quick, something hearty because we gotta move.
Yeah, we got
That
to go
Valorant,
trek.
could you do me just a small favor? I
What
have
is
this
it?
this empty water skin. Could you just go down to the cellar and fill it, please? It's not for me. I promise. It's not for me.
Yes, Henry. I
Thank
can
thank you.
I can feel it.
I'm gonna rip
Uh,
out one of the kobold's teeth so I can make a curved sewing needle later.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Smart.
Do and
This one will do.
Vilnarith, are you sharing out some of the rations that you
Yes, I
shaved off?
will give out a ration for everybody.
Say you got a good
I
amount, so
I had like 30, I believe.
yeah, you found a shit ton during the last session.
Yep. So not an issue. Got food under plenty of food.
All right.
Vilnarith, you run down, fill up that.
Yes. I go and I'll fill up his and I'll also fill up mine with some of the alcoholic substance. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but and I'll take it
You
back to Henry. I'll give it a try. Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
give it a
So when
try.
you tap open one of the kegs or casks or whatever, and no real kegs, and you pour it into the wineskins, and as the smell hits you, it's strong, but there is like almost this. It's a fruit that you no. Roll me a perception check, actually.
Perception check. Sorry, 1 second. What the hell happened? Sorry, my perception. Ooh, 23.
23, really nice. Um, so as you tap the cask and start filling up the wineskins, you get this really, really strong, sweet, but ever so slightly bitter scent that just kind of rushes up to meet you. And you stop for the cask and you take this small sip, and it is an incredibly smooth, slightly viscous liquid. Um, it is a really, really nice, like blackberry mead
Mm,
that is
okay.
noticeably stronger. You just take a sip, and you already like your fingers and toes get like that
Little
slight,
fuzzy.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. I like it. When I go back up to Henry, I'll kind of describe to him what it kind of tastes like.
DM, would I have any recollection of this specific type?
Roll me a history check.
Oh, rolling the wrong thing. There we go. No, not the slightest.
Nope, you've
I
never
rolled a
really been a
one.
heavy drinker, per se. Yeah, you've partaken now and again, but it's never really been Henry's forte.
Yell thang.
It smells quite nice, I think. Thank you. I appreciate you getting that for me.
Of course, Henry. Whatever you need.
Anything
But
else I
we
need
should
to
be
know?
off. We have a travel back to town to turn in these hails. Get paid a little bit.
Fantastic.
All right. So you all break camp and start heading back towards Ingswich. Who is leading this excursion?
Definitely not Henry.
Yeah, not the heavily armored.
No,
Love that idea.
I think Henry should. That would be.
I love that idea.
We will
That would be an
never make it
adventure.
out of the woods. It'll just be circles. And
Somehow we
lots of breaks and naps. That's all it would be.
That sounds
Somehow we'll
fantastic.
wind up being
Tarek is
pirates
super
and never
down for that,
wonder.
though.
That sounds like my kind of adventure, man.
Yeah,
Breaks and
lots of
naps?
naps.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Lots of naps.
The first thing Tarek will do is, as we're making our way, regardless of who's leading, he's going to go to his scale mail that he dumped at the base of a hill, like I don't know, like the night before, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all make a slight detour up the hill, and Tarek grabs his armor and starts donning that as you walk.
Mhm.
All right. Who's leading?
I'll take point if nobody else wants to.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead and roll me a
I'll-
survival check.
Be behind you with Henry, so that way Henry's not at the back and gets lost.
Understood. All right, let's go ahead and go for survival. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. And our survival will be...
I believe in you.
I got a 12 for a total of 16.
16. Awesome. Not bad. Okay. So, as you head back north, you're a little more familiar with the path, and you don't have to jump across the river this time because you know where you're going. So you're able to shave off a little bit of time. And a little bit before noon, the large hill of the Crystal Farthing comes into sight as you come within about a mile or so of Ingswich. And you can see the massive hill that takes up the Crystal Farthing, the eastern side of it, more or less concave and just a massive gaping maw of multicolored and multifaceted geodes and crystals. And the whole town cascades down from that, the main town hall at the top, and the larger homes and structures built into the hill, and then the rest of the town spilling out around it. And the light, bigger than the encampment you were just in. It's about 15 to 20 feet tall, securely built wooden palisades that encompass most of the town, except for a few outliers on the eastern edge.
It would seem clear that we have returned.
Cool.
Collect that bounty if you can. I have some things to collect my own domicile.
So head off to one of those other buildings outside of the palisade.
If you all need to go seek your provisions, feel free. I'll be sure to divvy up the reward upon completion. I'll see the quartermaster to drop this off.
So as I wave to him as I'm leaving,
I'll only be a short moment. I have very little to pack.
I
don't-
just generally need a place to just sit down for a little while. If this is something we could do.
I'm gonna stick with Seth.
There
I'll
should be a
chill with
tavern
Henry.
roughly 3 buildings down here on the right, if you want. It's a good place to prop your feet up, good sir.
Thank you, my boy. I appreciate that.
Come, Tark. Let us go ahead and turn these in and reclaim our bounty, shall we?
As we're walking there, do you know of any magically inclined people in this townstead?
Hmm.
I'm
I
not,
think
I'm not
there's an
super familiar with the area.
I'd imagine that there's an apothecary if memory serves. It has been a while, and I was only shortly here before I partook on this mission.
I suppose that's better than nothing. As he he pulls out the hand-filled jar of eggs and taps it.
Ah, yes, to get them to observe. I'm sorry, DM, what'd you need?
History check.
History... Big number, no enemy. 7. Fear my power.
Yeah, when
7. You're confident the town has an apothecary.
Don't know
You
where,
can't
though.
recall one specifically, but you know that the garden market is on the western edge of town. You're entering from the south, so you know that roughly half a dozen blocks up and then slightly off to the west is a large open air market, and the outside of the market is ringed in solid structures, brick and mortar stores.
That might be our best bet. Worst case scenario, I suppose we could ask a constable. Alright. I am going to head towards the quartermaster or the landkeeper in order to deliver our bounty and receive our writ.
Okay. Map. On the map. On the map.
Henry is, while they do that, Henry's gonna make his way to the tavern to have a seat and relax for a few.
Yep, I will go with Henry.
Valner, if there's anything that you need to get done, that's fine. I can handle myself in town. I do appreciate your help. I do. But I don't want to hold you back.
No, I think just need to wait for everyone else to take care of their business, and then we will be off to the temple, and that's what I'm mostly looking forward to. This is
All right.
why we are here.
Fantastic. That works for me. It could use something to wet this whistle of mine.
Okay. Seth had directed you a few blocks into the town. Also kind of towards the guard market. So you all did the kind of, all right, I'll see you later. And
It all went the same
I'm
direction.
going this way. Yeah. You're pretty much all going the same direction except Barbaros, who beeline directly east.
Stop
Did you even enter
following
into
me.
the city, Barbaros, or did you just go along the outside of the palisades?
Outside of the Palisades, some of the smaller outbuildings where he keeps his home.
Okay.
Just to collect some personal effects and then head back over to the quartermaster.
So, before you all enter, Barbaros heads out along the outskirts of Ingswich, and as you all step up, the palisades, there's not an actual portcullis, but it's actually a large wooden gate, and it is currently manned by about half a dozen guards, just wearing kind of rough-looking leathers and swords, shields, bows strapped around their backs, and one steps up. Bolt, your business here.
I'm Seth Bayulf. I joined a Dragonborn resident known as Barbaros. We are completing, and I'll hand him the actual bounty board listing. We've completed our task, and I'm planning to turn in our bounty in exchange for currency.
He takes the writ from you.
I'll
So-
put my hair on the left side of my face so that they can see the iron branding around the eye. I am a member of the Iron Brand.
I'm Brand. Oh. Your mates came through just the other day, actually.
We did.
You say, Barbaros.
Hi.
Green around the eyes. Loud as
yes.
hell.
Can't miss him.
That's for sure. Right. Well, you could probably bring this to Jonah. Jonah will take care of this. And he points back through the gate. About 7 blocks up. 2 blocks over from the garden market. You'll find
well.
the head guard house. And Jonah takes care of the desk. Good lad. He'll set you right.
All right. I thank you, sir.
You
I
actually did
will.
it. Thank you.
As me and Seth walk away, I'll ask Seth. So how do you acquire these? Is there a bounty board or?
Occasionally, you'll find these scattered about throughout most settlements. Either a postmaster might have them, inns, things of that nature. Sometimes even guard posts. Otherwise,
understand.
you listen for word of mouth.
I understand that, but you clearly have a formal document for this. Was this picked up from either just a listing somewhere? Is there a general? The
There
reason
is a
I
bounty
ask is
board.
because I want to go check to see if there are any other disturbances that I have not noticed.
To see if there's any that might match this particular rising conundrum, or any
Yeah.
other affront to the natural order.
Yes, I mean I'm not going to deviate from our path if I do find another affront to the natural order,
Oh
but
no.
I would still like to know about it.
Of course.
Seth, you did pick this up at a bounty board. Here in
Okay.
town.
I'll advise him in the direction of the bounty board if he wants to check that out. And then I imagine that he still remembers the direction that we were going to travel in. If you'd
Yeah,
like,
and
feel free to swing by the bounty board on the way. I'll meet you
Yeah.
over there.
I have good in wisdom. I'm sure I'll figure it out. And yeah, so Tarek will head over there.
All right,
Gotcha.
stay safe, my friend. Always watch your coin.
So there are multiple bounty boards throughout town. I'm not going to make you roll for this. There's one in the Garden Market. There's one in the Crystal Hill Farthing, and there's one on the main street towards the eastern entrance near the main tavern in town.
Whichever one's Seth pointed me to, I will head over there.
Seth, which one would you have pointed him to?
Well, let's see. We were heading towards the guardhouse, which is not too far from the Garden District. But if the tavern is closest, I would actually rather point him in that direction first.
That tavern is actually the furthest one away.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go for whichever one is the nearest.
That would be the Garden Market.
Okay.
So,
Which is in keeping with what he was looking for as well for an apothecariate.
Yeah, I will. I will look out for that too, just passively, not actively. Gonna like poke my head in buildings or anything. But
Are you an apothecary?
yeah,
No,
just
we're a cobbler.
kick doors in. I am a druid. Where is your herb? Where are your herbs?
give me your herbs. Okay, easy enough.
Foaming at the
Do you
mouth.
stick with Seth when he goes to the guardhouse, or do you split off to head?
No, I'm gonna split off and go to the Garden District. I'll find my way back to. At least we talked about the tavern, so I'll go back there.
All right, so you head off, and getting to the guard market is actually a little bit faster than getting to the guardhouse. So we're gonna start there. As you break through into the streets, it becomes a massive open air market. There are tent stalls everywhere. This is probably about a quarter mile across in every direction. And it's not incredibly busy right now. There's probably 2 or 3 dozen people milling about, just kind of moving through the stalls. But you see towards the center there is a large, almost a story tall, natural crystal shape. And it's just kind of the main center of the market. And as you kind of head towards that, this is where Seth let you know the bounty board was. It's actually kind of right at the center. When you get there, you see... Let's see, I have these written down. Because I am a somewhat halfway okay DM. Alright.
Self-proclaimed.
So, self-proclaimed halfway decent. Alright. When you get there, you see 3 bounties posted. Splashed up in fairly bold letters. You see one flyer that says Kobold Raiders Extermination. 75 gold per tail, 25 gold per ear. We want them dead. We want them dead now. Then you see a wanted poster. Wanted alive. Reward 500 gold. Harl's Pain, the bloody bullseye, walks with a bronze cane. Stole a large number of gems from the local jeweler. And then you see just reward 250 gold. Wanted dead, Cassie Dow Dist.
So what was the last thing you said?
Dist, the name.
Dist?
Cassie Dow Dist.
Oh, there's okay. Pause and more name. Okay. So I will take note of the kobold. The so this is looks like another kobold extermination. This doesn't look like the same.
You didn't grab a bounty for the kobold, so you're not sure?
You're right. I have no idea. So
Yeah,
I do
just...
take note that there is still a listing for kobold extermination, and I will immediately get distracted by the Garden District.
Okay. Yeah.
You said there's a big crystal in the center.
Yes. So right here, like this is a classic, 4-posted, like big old piece of plywood, essentially with just bounties stabbed to it, and just behind it is roughly 30 feet tall, just a jagged, opalescent geo just jutting out of the ground.
Okay, so you said it's natural, correct?
Mhm.
Would I recognize what this is?
Roll me a nature check.
Yay, nature, it's a good stat of mine. I can't wait to.
Let's say, are you the stereotypical
Uh,
druid with bad nature?
No, I have +4 nature.
That's good.
Ooh.
Not bad at level 1.
So he's actually a druid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, oh
I actually went into intelligence instead of like dexterity or strength or whatever.
He's not a pot smoking druid.
Yeah.
That's how I play druid. It's just like, hey man, I like plants.
I still can't talk to people, but that's something different.
That's different entirely.
Yeah.
That's
so
by choice.
yeah, so 16.
16. Yeah, this is a massive chunk of quartz.
Sorry, chunk of what you cut out there.
Quartz.
Quartz. Okay. So nothing that I would think is inherently magical. It's just a big rock.
Yeah, just a big rock.
I admire the big
shiny,
rock.
pretty rock.
Yeah, and as you
Fair-
walk through, basically everywhere, there's just crystalline motifs all over the buildings. There's actually crystal inlaid in some of the cobblestones leading through the roads. And that's a note here. It's not roads. Like there's like trodden grass, but this is just grasslands, clovers, wildflowers growing all over, and the stalls are just brought up in between all of it.
Tarek is then going to just get himself lost in the garden market and completely forget about what he was doing earlier. And
Awesome.
then you can move on to other people because that's all I got.
Lots of beautiful things to see. We will cut over to Barbaros.
So, entering into my small Spartan home, I set down my pack and go through a couple items. Mostly just there's very little to do. It's almost like he never fully unpacked himself or moved in or felt like it was entirely home. There's a cord of wood next to the fireplace. There's an old battered copper tin. There's some cooking utensils and supplies. He straightens those out so whoever next lives there will have access to those things. There's a small trunk underneath a pallet, by a pallet, and he pulls that over, opens it up, and takes a long piece of white silk with some kind of gold filigree and lettering, and rolls that up into his sack. And underneath it is a gambeson, which he looks at for a moment and then tucks it away into his pack as well, and stuffing it all in and wrapping it up and then leaving.
As you put your hands onto the gambeson, you just take that moment and you're just stuck in your head for just a second, reminiscing. Little flashes. The fireplace starts to crackle to life. Smoke begins to billow up out the chimney, and then it stops billowing out. It begins to pool in the room, and it spreads low to the floor. It never quite reaches you, but it fills the room around you. And you just hear incoherent whispers sounding all around you. And then the fire goes out and the smoke dissipates.
He takes a moment staring at the cold fireplace and looks down at his pack again where he put away the gambeson and the flag. Breathes very deeply before taking out his large book and then opening up the binder and scratching at it a few times of some names, and then takes a moment to look at the last ones in the back of the in the back of the book that he had left there. Nods once, then seals it up, then proceeds to leave.
as you shut the door and leave your home. As you look up, you see there is smoke gently billowing out of the chimney.
Perhaps I have forgotten. But you have returned to me, and I will remember. Be at ease. Be at ease. I have not forgotten. I will not forget.
Uh, Henry. Actually, I'm sorry. Thane. Who did you go with, or did you go off on your own?
Thane probably is accompanying the rest of the party in the direction of the garden market and is just gonna go people watch.
Well, everybody kind of split off. Seth headed towards the guard barracks. Barbaros went off east. Tarek went towards the garden market. Valnerith and Henry were heading towards a tavern which Seth pointed out. Mind you, Seth, which tavern did you point them to? Because the one we mentioned before is on the easternmost side of town, on the main street, away from the garden.
A little hole in the wall joint nearby the garden district. Not terribly far.
Gotcha. So,
Not
would you
even
have stuck
really
with-
a tavern per se, as a relatively open area that people drink.
It's a drunkard's house.
There you go.
All right. So, would you have stuck with Valnerith and Henry as they head towards a drinking hole?
Likely that, and then split off from them once they actually get there.
Okay. So, we'll cue into the three of you. As you head towards the guard market, you actually watch Tarek just kind of beeline away from Seth along the same path as you guys, and then drift off into the crowd, heading towards the center of the market. As y'all take a look, on the northernmost edge of the market, you come across a small one-story building that is set back from the market itself, and it has like a low, hand-hewn, worn-down, split-rail fence that covers, I don't know, 50 square feet total. There's a few high-top tables just scattered throughout, like this, essentially like a small fenced-in garden, and there are cords tying essentially like a trellis over the top of the whole thing towards the building that's set back. And you see low-hanging crystals that just have slight sparkling lights in them. And just people lounging, drinking. There's a couple of fountains inside this little space. And this seems to be the place Seth was guiding you to. There's no sign or name on the building at all. But you see people sitting around high-top tables drinking.
Well, this seems like a lively enough place to just sit down, have a drink or something, and relax for a moment while everyone does their errands.
It's a nice little spot. I don't mind. The walk was quite long, so nice drink.
Valnerith, if you wouldn't mind getting us something while I take a load off these knees.
I can do that. I'll go to the nearest, just barkeep.
Okay, so as you head towards the building, you see it's almost like food truck style. As you walk into the building, there's a large, like, wooden window that has, like, it's swung up and open, a couple of sticks holding it up, and there's, like, an inside tavern. There's a bar inside. It's not large. You could probably fit maybe half a dozen people inside, and there's two people behind the bar, one taking care of the inside folk and one closer to the window facing out.
I go to
It's,
the outside one.
Okay. It's this older, portly, brown-haired woman. She's got the crow's feet and a happy smile. She turns and goes, "Oh, hello, darling. You're new here and mighty tall, too."
May I get some drinks?
Sure. What's your poison?
Strong.
Strong. All right. Clear. Brown.
Clear.
Absolutely.
2.
Finest vodka this side can offer. 2. Coming right up, down. She dips down and comes up with just a ruddy green bottle, puts 2 wooden mugs down and pours 2 glasses of. You can smell it from where you are. Strong, clear liquor. Uh, that'll be 2 silver apiece, dear. 4.
I'll give her 4 silver.
Thank you kindly. Enjoy your drinks.
And I'll go back to Henry, place his down.
As you come over, Henry's got the spell book just on the table. It almost looks bigger than he does. And he's just kind of like quickly combing through a few of them, and then he closes it and he pulls out like a smaller little like ledger thing that he has, and he starts like sifting through that. Thank you. And not even looking up from the ledger, just grabs the drink and just sips on it and puts it back, like not even phased in the slightest. Has like no acknowledgement that you brought anything more than water to him.
Henry, I
Yes.
noticed yesterday when you were kind of thumbing through your spell book when we the name what was it? Whitemore
I do not recall.
was mentioned.
I do not recall.
A White Crest. You were just thumbing through the same pages over and over for a couple of minutes.
I was well, I mean, when was this during? No, we were fighting goblins then. No, they
This
weren't
is
goblins. They were they were kobolds. Right.
after the kobolds, before the cellar. Actually, after the cellar with the alcohol.
Which cellar? There were 3, 4,
2.
2. Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. Um, I go through my book of a lot specifically. Did I was there any? I don't exactly understand the question. Well,
Do
what?
you know why your lapse of control of yourself happens?
I haven't wet myself in some time. No, I'm sorry.
Mm.
I, that is very personal, Vilnarith. I understand that we are close, but that is very, very personal.
The Nero would start laughing, like
Well, that is not a
actually, like
laughing
very
matter.
laughing, and just start taking a couple of drinks and just like, oh.
Henry gets southern when he gets offended.
He does occasionally. He'll dip into it.
And a little bit of the drinking.
A little alcohol in there.
Why you forget what you're doing?
They tell me that I'm old. I've talked to some people about it. Um, and they just tell me it's age. I don't remember if we've talked about exactly how old I am. But it's just
I
I've been on a few adventures in my time.
I know old people, Henry, and yes, you have many the gray hairs,
The
but
gray, my dear, I am bleached these hairs practically. This is just I'm a ghost at certain points.
you It's different. I don't know the best way to describe it.
If I could remember what you were talking about, I might be able to help. But I've lost the thread entirely, and I'm sorry. I don't. I. You said something about goblins.
Oh, Henry. She'll just start drinking the rest of her drink and letting him go back to his business.
Okay.
I go back to reading my little ledger, and then I'll just keep sipping on it like it's not even there. Like it's just water that she brought me.
Drunk Alzheimer's patient.
Now,
Pretty much.
now the question is Henry just really, really good at taking in alcohol, or has his taste buds just died? That's the question.
The answer may
Yes.
surprise you.
The answer is
World
yes.
may never know. Okay. So let's cut over to Fane. You broke off as Seth and Velnrith entered this small drinking garden. Where are you headed?
Somewhere else in the guard market. Basically just looking for a spot where they can observe, where they can just sit up and rest and just kind of watch people go about their business.
Okay. Roll me a perception or investigation check.
That is 17.
17. Awesome. Fairly easy to find a good space to just sit and observe. There are lots of little like garden nook alcoves here, stone benches around topiary bushes, just scattered throughout this whole place. So easy to take your pick of any spot that just feels right. And you sit and yeah, you're able to observe again. There's a few dozen people just kind of wandering throughout the markets. Are you trying to observe anything specific? Just taking in the people, or
Just taking it in. They go around to a lot of different towns. They're rarely in the same place for a week. And so one of the things they've come to do is just try to pick up on differences in the way that people act and the way that culture is between different places. So they try to nitpick those things just to see how different people are.
okay, roll me an insight check.
Yeah, 9.
9. Okay. Um. So humans, though not entirely unfamiliar to you from your time in the Isles, you've recently been traveling, heading south. So you spent most of your recent time in Nemirsi, which is the country of fair folk. It is high forests and elves everywhere. So it's kind of hard for you to pick up on the facial cues and just the social interactions of the mortal races. But even with that slight spacing between just your way of reading people and the people that you're trying to read, you get a sense of just haggardness among these people. Even the ones who seem happy and jovial, who are laughing and joking, there's just a weariness to all of them. A slight hunch to the shoulders, kind of like everyone's waiting for the shoe to drop.
Interesting.
Anything else you'd like to accomplish?
No. Fane will keep an eye on where Velnerith and then Henry ended up posting up, just so that if they move, they know to go join them.
Okay. Then, at long last, we will cut back to Seth as you
Seth
make your
Bayouv.
way to the guardhouse.
Alrighty.
You head up north a couple blocks to the east of the garden market, and you come to a large 2-story smooth stone structure. Large double doors, iron banded, and half a dozen or so guards just posted up around the outside of the building. 2 at the door, and then 2 at each corner that you can see them. And a large bounty board posted right at the front of the
Okey-doke. I'll double check the bounty board to see if it still has the if this one in particular still has the kobold bounty.
Yeah, as you take a look, you see Kobold Raiders Extermination. 75 gold per tail, 25 gold per ear.
Alright, I'll go ahead and rip that one back off. And excuse myself to enter the domicile or enter the building.
You step up, and the guard stops you for a moment and goes through the same,
Yep.
back and forth that you did at the gate, sees your brand, and sees that you are carrying clearly some kobold parts in your bag.
I allow him to check my bag for any potential contraband or anything.
He does hold up one of your few grenades that you have left.
Mhm.
What's this?
That one is a smoke grenade. When thrown, I take it from him. When pulling on this particular device and then throwing it, it will produce a large cloud of harmless smoke, but difficult to see. Ideal for befuddling the senses of an opponent and then striking true.
That is useful. You Iron Brand have all kinds of things.
Alchemy is currently the way to forego the weakness of lack of magic.
Try that on the guard, Captain. She'll be able to handle it. Right, head on in. See Jonah. He'll take care of you.
I thank you kindly.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and step in and identify where good Jonah is. I believe they stated that they stand behind a desk.
Yes, so you step into a fairly small room. It's basically like an antechamber. And directly in front of you, there is a almost chest height on you stone counter with like this is classic like bank teller style. Like there's actually like iron bars that come down and block it off, and there are 2 barred doors to the right and the left, and those are the only other ways out of this room. And there is a young man with brown hair, seems to be of like a medium build, with a cleanly pressed shirt, sharp angled features, with dark brown hair, and a splattering of freckles, sitting at the desk in front of you.
All right. I'll step up, placing the bounty slips onto the counter. Mayhap you may assist me. I am looking for a Jonah.
That would be me, sir.
Ah, here you are. This is the bounty that was posted. It has been accepted by Seth Bayulv and Barbaros, the Dragonborn. We were told to seek out tails and ears of kobolds. And I hold up the sack. We have succeeded.
He takes the papers and doesn't really shove through them. He just gives them a quick cursory glance. Auroros, he's Dragonborn, right?
Yes, I believe he has been a citizen of this town for a short period of time.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I've run into him at the tavern a few times.
Mhm.
Lots of tales from the war. Right. So let's see your trophies, and I'll pass it up to the guard captain, and we'll pay you out your bounty.
I'll go ahead and shift the bag over to him.
Right. He shifts through it, takes everything out. Right, intact. 6 tails.
6 ears as well. Unfortunately, we were able to slay all but 2. 2 escaped into the underbrush.
Okay. Well, give me a moment. I'll pass this on to the captain if she has any questions.
I shall stand by then, sir.
All right. And he departs. Goes out back through a door behind his station.
I'll just
And
lean my back against the wall, waiting for him.
about 10 minutes goes by, and he comes on back. He's carrying a small chest. He places it on the counter on his side of the grate. Right. Fortunately, no ears, but you had 6 tails. So, per the bounty, and he slides forward. It's 450 gold.
All right, then. I counted out, double checking. If there's any kind of writ that I need to sign, I will so.
Actually, he says to you, he goes, as a member of the Iron Brand, the captain said she wanted to see you. Apparently, there's a process for her to pass up to the Iron Brand. That you have accomplished this, unless you're of a rank where that doesn't matter. I'm not quite sure how your
I am a
faction
junior
works.
rank, but if need be, I have no qualms seeking the captain.
Sure. Well, she's tied up in meetings today, so you can take your gold today, but she's requested that if you desire her writ as proof of your endeavors, she would meet with you at about noon tomorrow.
Very well then. Provided that my compatriots are not so eager to leave immediately, I will send a runner to inform you of my decision.
Perfect.
Right.
Thank
you
you
for your
very
time,
much
Jenna.
for your service, and tell Barbaros his next drink's on me.
I will, sir. Thank you. All right. I will turn and leave, and upon leaving, head over to the garden district.
Gotcha. And you can add 450 gold to your inventory and divvy that up as you see fit.
You're not in character anymore.
Never.
Always practicing.
All right.
Ah,
Once
All
arriving at the garden district, though, I would like to look for an apothecary as well. Seek some more chemical reagents.
go
I need
ahead.
an apothecary.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh no. Me. 10.
10. None of the brick and mortar buildings that ring the garden market are apothecaries of any kind.
Box.
Though you do see throughout the actual open air market area, there are a few stalls and tents that seem to have a spattering of herbs, spices, and the like.
Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and collect a few just arbitrary spices. I know Barbaros is normally had been a fan of, or had expended.
Okay. For a handful of different herbs and spices, 5 copper.
All right. Let's see. I will actually spin it with an additional 5 for 1 silver. And let's see. Ask them to keep an eye out for amongst their own crew to see if anybody has any more exotic reagents, monster parts, things of that nature.
Okay.
And let them know the drinking establishment that I'll be going to, if they can send a runner.
Sure. Easy enough. You leave that message, and You nod and go, absolutely.
Right.
Some of you get the vibe they absolutely are not gonna do that for you.
Well,
But a
either
couple
way,
of them seem pretty stand up.
all right then. Take that off, and yeah, I'll go ahead back to where I left, where I sent Henry and Vilnerth.
Okay. So
Yeah.
make your way over to the drinking garden, and you find them sitting at a low bench and like essentially like a coffee table, just kind of lounging and sipping. At this point, have you guys had any more to drink? It's probably been about an hour.
Nah, I'll probably just have the one, just chilling. And I know Henry has probably just been reading and drinking and not even paying attention to me.
Yeah, probably not at all. Yeah, and Henry, once he goes to take a sip of the empty glass, because he finished it at that point. That Velner, could I get a refill? That was quite tasty, and just not even looking up from his books.
Chop chop.
You decide what you want to bring me.
I'll go get him another heavy vodka like drink.
Okay, another 2 silver, and the pleasant bartender just happy to pass you off. Another, you're able to bring it back. So yeah, Seth, once you show up, you'll notice she's sipping on a water, lounging, and Henry is swaying lightly in his seat as he pores over a book.
Not entirely sure if that's just his unsteadiness or not.
There's some unsteadiness there, all right.
Never know.
All right, I'll swing by the bar on my way over to the table. I'll take an ale or whatever watered down you've got.
Sure, darling. For an ale, it'd be 2 copper.
I go ahead and place it down. You know what? I put 3 more. Get yourself something pretty. And give her a wink.
She winks right back and just kind of like she puffs out her chest a little bit when she slides the drink over.
Ah, why thank you for the service. I'll go ahead and head over to the table.
Uh, Barbaros, Tarek, Fane. Fane, you see Seth arrive because you've been kind of just keeping an eye on watching everything, including the drinking garden. You still just gonna hang out, people watch, or you gonna join now that you've seen the payday arrive?
They're interested in how getting the payment went, so they will wander over and then see what the story is.
Okay. You're able to join up. Tarek, you have been wandering about the garden market. Have you sought anything specific, or have you just been kind of engrossed
Just
in
walking
this?
around, just engrossed in the fact that there's a natural area inside of a settlement. After you said it's been about an hour.
Yeah, hour or so.
Yeah. Tarek will kind of snap out of it, look up at the sky. Damn. Been doing this for a little too long. Apothecary. I'd like to look for what seems to be an apothecary around the area.
Roll me a perception check. Or an investigation check, your choice.
It does the same. Okay, let's just go investigation. 14.
14. Okay. A little bit better luck as you've actually dove into the meat of the market. You stumble across quite a few stalls that are selling dried herbs and flowers. You know, burn sage for good luck, and hang this lavender in your window for this, and all that jazz. But more towards the center, set off a little bit from the large quartz that is there. You do find a small popped out tent. It's made with like a deep magenta colored fabric, uh, and there's nothing on display outside. There's a flap that opens up in, and as you go to walk past it, a familiar, essentially just a chemically smell reaches your nose, and that just kind of draws your attention.
I'll open the flap and take a look in.
So as you peek your head inside, it's a small tent. There's essentially just like a rolling cart, like a rolling hand cart at the center that's essentially acting like a counter.
Mhm.
And on the other side of it, opposite view, there's just this old hunched over woman with like a beehive hairdo, just all gray and like just light flecks of black hair. Uh, like massive like bottle, like bottle glasses.
Tark
Hello,
mumbles
dear.
to himself. Older the wiser, I suppose. And so there's nobody else in here. It's just her.
Just her.
Okay. I'll come in. Greetings. Um. So I need some information. I have a reagent. I'm not very familiar with, and I don't know if anybody else here would be either. But I'm trying to find information about it.
Well, and she points to the, or she gestures to the cart in front of her, and you see there are lots of just crystalline bottles and little vials with stoppers and handwritten labels all about, and there's pouches of dried herbs. That is my area of specialty, dear.
Tarek pulls out the jar from his pack and just pops it open, takes one of the eggs out, holds it in his palm, and reaches out to her. So, I found these eggs. They're not really fish. Can I trust you to keep this quiet, and I'll let you take 5 silver and place it on the counter?
She looks down at the silver, she looks up at you, and she just kind of slides her hand across and palms it, pulls it back. She goes, silent as nightshade, sweetheart.
Appreciated. I don't know what this is, and I don't like it either. I am going to take my knife and um, did it explode as the second that we punctured it when or
When
were
you
we able to?
punctured the actual fish,
Oh,
yes.
okay, no. So I could cut the larva or that's not a larva, that's bugs. The like embryo out of the egg.
The liquid itself, when you did that, was hot, and I think it kind of burned you a little bit, but not enough to do damage. The grown fish, the stomach fluid was dangerous.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a like a not a cook pot, but like a dish from my pack, also from my cookware, and I'm just gonna lay it. I'm gonna put it down on her. Does she have room on her hand cart, or is it just full?
Yeah, there's a little bit of empty space.
Okay, so
Essentially,
I'm just gonna
like the
yeah.
business transaction spot.
Um, is actually before I do that, uh, is there a way to like make the flap like lock the flap? Like, is there like a tie or something so that nobody else can pop their head in while we're doing this?
Yes. There's
Okay.
a top and a bottom tie.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and just go over and grab the first tie and just kind of like nod at her.
Just, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna tie it up. Man, this woman's trusting it for 5 silver. Damn.
I know,
Anyway,
right? Dude.
I then murder her. No, I will not do that.
Well, you look. There is a flap behind her.
She has an escape route.
Fair. That makes sense to me. I'm not gonna ask her to do that one. My charisma's low, but not that low. So yeah, so I will then take the some dish, I guess, out of my cookery and place it on her, and I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to just gently slice out. I have a glove on, just from my gear. And I'll just gently slice the egg and dump it into the dish, whatever comes out.
Okay. So as you do, I'm not educated quite enough on the growing phase of fish embryo. Uh, but as you slice it open, what spills out is the juvenile body of a unhatched fish.
How big was the egg? Was it just like palm sized, or was it like I don't know how big
It
eggs get either.
a little bit bigger than a golf ball, essentially.
Jesus, okay.
It's yeah. For
I
a
guess
fish egg, it's large.
yeah, okay.
Um, So what comes out is larger than expected, or larger than normal for sure. But it is that half form. You can see the spines along the spine, and like the slowly forming, almost like catfishy tentacles, but definitely way too much barbed. And when you saw them, more maneuverability than just the flowing whiskers of a catfish.
I ask her. This is. I don't have a better way to put this. You know what the hell's this is?
She reaches forward and grabs the dish gingerly by the sides and holds it over to her.
Yeah, I warn her not
And-
to touch the liquid because it's hot.
Don't worry, dear. I can. Yes. And she just kind of stares at it intently for a minute, and she bends down and gives it a sniff. And you watch as she dips a finger into the liquid and just pops it into her mouth.
No.
Nice.
Tarek recoils visibly.
Strong scent and taste of sulfur. I don't know exactly what this is, dear. I'll tell you, it's not of our world. If you need more information about this, go see my dear friend Tildy. She's in Maypool. East of here, Maypool, yes?
Tarek nods and has no idea what she's talking about.
Perfect. Go there. Find Tildy. She runs an apothecary. Wonderful girl. Wonderful girl. Knows everything. Truly, everything. Never met someone smarter. Roll me an insight check.
I'm really good at that. Can't wait to roll low. Go crit. 26.
26. 26.
I can see you into her past, into her future.
This woman has absolute blind faith in the Tildy person she's telling you about.
Okay, fair. I'm pretty sure Tarek has no other leads to go on, so he would have just done it anyway. But that's fair enough. Okay, yeah. So Tarek will take the dish back, and I don't know how he's gonna. Like, do you have a way to dispose of this? Like, I don't. He didn't think about that through.
She puts her hand out over it. She goes, how much do you care about this dish, dear?
At this point, you can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Perfect. And she puts her hands out, and there's like a flash of flame, and it's just incinerated, all of it.
Fair enough. Thank you, Miss. I actually never caught your name. I apologize.
That's all right, dear. Gertrude.
Gertrude. Okay, thank you, Gertrude. I'm Tarek.
Pleasure to meet you. I like your face.
Appreciate it. I had an accident quite a while back. Don't like to scare the children.
It's good respect. Owls are a great choice. Owls are adorable, dear.
It's the animal of choice for my order. I am a druid.
Druids are valued greatly around here. I learned a lot of what I know from druids.
I am trying to. This is not natural. This thing that I'm showing you, and I need to fix it.
No, certainly not. That strong scent of sulfur. That implies something from the hells.
Luckily, I have a group to help out. But thank you. I very much appreciate both your silence and your information. This means more to me than anything else. I mean, I would have gone to some sort of wizard tower if I found one, but this is very, very good.
Well, there's
And
the tower to the west of town.
Oh, there's actually a wizard tower to the west of town. This is me.
Oh.
This is Dylan. This is not.
Oh.
This is not Tarek.
There's a tower to the west of town.
Tark notes that and just doesn't say anything else. He just nods to her, walks away. Actually, he bows to her. He walks away, he undoes the tie, and he steps out. And he just gives her a wink, and then leaves.
Jumps to herself and starts.
And he makes a mental note that he has somebody to discuss things with if he needs to here. She seemed nice enough. And Tarek will. I'm assuming he heard Seth send Velnerth and Henry to the drinking garden, correct?
Yeah,
'Cause we were
because
all
you
together
were
when
all
you-
doing.
yeah,
Again,
yeah.
you were doing that awkward. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to realize that they're probably either there by now or he's completely lost, so he's gonna go there.
Perfect. Yeah. As you head in, you actually see Fane just kind of slipping in through the stockade fence as well, and you catch sight of the rest. And it's at that moment that Barbaros is walking up along the path, coming from the opposite direction.
Just gotta see there. I've got a string on me too that seems like I've collected all of my kitchen herbs and just put little half hitches on bundles of them that you can see I'm planning on just air drying. Taking a look at Tarek up and down. You needed medicine?
I needed information.
Did you find it?
I did. I'll share it with you all when we're together. Maybe when we're not within such. How crowded is it around here, actually?
There's probably 10 or so people in the drinking garden, including your party. And again, it's as the afternoon has started to wane on, the market's actually getting a little bit busier. So there's probably close to like 50 people milling about now.
Okay. Just gonna get close to Barbaros. Well, I'd rather not discuss it in open air. Don't know who's listening,
That's fair.
but I do have. I have a lead.
Ah. Well then. I believe the rest of them are settling up at one of the taverns. Best if we meet them there. Request a private room.
Yeah, that sounds best. Get a. I don't know if. Tarek goes to like say what we should get, and then realizes he's never been in, so he has no idea what he's talking about. So he just kind of stops.
Barbaros doesn't even notice it. He just kind of like sweeps you up, just like, all right, over this way. I've been here before.
Blindly following like a puppy.
Yeah, you step in, and you see as you walk in, Velnerith and Henry are sipping on wooden mugs, and Seth has a flagon of ale. Did Fane get a drink, or is just joining and sitting?
They're just joining and sitting.
And Fane without a drink.
Oh, I see the rest of our motley band has arrived.
I needed to collect a few things.
As I hold up the string with all the herbs tied off to it.
Oh, good.
Uh,
I didn't know if you would use these or not, and I tossed down the small satchel of additional herbs that I picked up.
As I take over and just breathe in deeply.
Good. There's cloves, ginger, salt. I would need these things. I thought to go to the grocer and pick them up, but I'm glad that you did already.
I might as well. I didn't luck out in finding any more exotic ingredients, so.
I wave my
A
hand.
shame.
Exotic to these people is tarragon.
As I hold up the twiggy-like bush.
Has a licorice-like flavor. They've never had it before.
That makes sense. I should have expected that sulfur and nitrates wouldn't be so common.
Very much,
No,
well,
guess not.
sulfur. Very much a garlic people.
More using it for expansive properties.
So I was like, so I lower my voice.
Friend Tarek might have information to share. I think a private room would be best.
As I go deal with the housekeep and see if he can't get a small private dining room.
Tarek would have gone over to get the bar, but if you want to do Barbaros first, that's fine.
Gotcha. So where you are now, the drinking garden. It's just that. It's a drinking garden. It is just a bar
Stereo.
and just a little bit of food. They barely serve food. This is a very outdoorsy, hippie dive bar, essentially. So
Canvas roofs.
I
All right,
believe
so
the other
basically-
bar is on the eastern side.
the largest tavern in town, which is like a tavern inn, yes, is on the main thoroughfare, but towards the eastern entrance of town.
So if everyone's wedded themselves, Barbaros would recommend this, the step over there, get a proper meal, and a private dining hall to discuss what to do next.
So be it.
Shall be done.
Seems reasonable. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess Tarek would probably, as hearing that, he would have just like gotten halfway to the bar and then just stopped and just
Oh,
awkwardly looking
okay.
at the barkeep like,
Other way.
And you see the portly, kindly woman just kind of look disappointed as you stop. Y'all come back now, Barbaros. Don't you cause any trouble, dear.
Oh, none at all, none at all. And all of it.
Don't I know it?
Like
And
gather
so-
them up.
Make your way over to the Crystal Decanter. So it is a large, 4-story, like it almost looks like a Victorian era house, like massive wraparound porch, filled with just high top round tables, people just leaning, big bay windows on 3 of the 4 sides. It's just light spills out, open doors. There's lots of loud music and the smell of hearty, fresh made food. And you can hear a band playing as well.
A little more cozy.
With all the noise.
How many people are in here?
As you step into the bar, there's more people packed into the outer ring and the first floor of this bar than were in the entire guard market.
Of the other
There
one.
is, there's easily, especially as you look in, it's actually there's 2 large staircases on the side that lead up, and you hear lots of voices and sound coming from down as well. So you would probably say there's about 50 or so people just down here on the first floor, and then more people upstairs.
It seems much
As-
livelier.
Yes, it does. As soon as the sun begins to set, all the laborers come in. Merchants passing through, things of that nature. Those buying up furs, any kind of wool. Eh,
As I go try to find the housekeeper and ask for if there's any private rooms available for dinner.
Gotcha. So you sidle up to the bar, and you're familiar with this place. So as you step up, the proprietor. That's the word.
Proprietor. Yeah.
Proprietor is this stocky and jolly dwarven man. Wears a big old apron over, like classic barkeep style. He's got like the rolled up linen shirt, the collar open showing just like the puff of curled black hair. And he's got really bushy top knot, salt and pepper hair. His name is Elias. He goes,
and-
Barbaros! Going to cause some
Elias.
trouble.
Yes, well, not today, unfortunately. Had a bit of a hard trip out into the wilderness. Look for something a little quieter tonight. We need to discuss what happened. Word will be around town soon enough. We avenged a kobold incursion.
You slayed them damn kobolds.
Well, I wasn't the only one.
As I motion to the people that are gathered around.
They all took out a fair number themselves. But
Um, This like rosy cheeked dwarf looks at each of you in turn, takes his time making eye contact, and he smiles, and he slams his fist on the bar and he goes, "Damn it, boys! Barbaros killed the damn kobolds. He and his band. Their drinks are on all of you tonight. And the whole bar cheers. And people just start coming forward and just patting you all on the back and placing coppers and silvers down on the bar.
Thank you, Elias. It'd be good to wash away the dust of the day. But if you could, send up some chickens, something soup, something bread. And a small
Absolutely.
table, private room.
Of course. Had to do that because it's just how things got to be done. But,
Oh, yes, everybody should know about it. It's a good thing to celebrate.
of course, you need a quiet night. I'll send Allie up. She'll take care of you. Go up to the 3rd floor.
I appreciate your time.
As I signal to everyone else to follow me up.
I like this place.
Auroros leads you all upstairs, and the 2nd floor. This is there's a large staircase at the center, and there's a bar essentially like it'd be like under the stairs, and there's a couple of young bartenders there. It's more like bench tables and eating up here than the bar scene downstairs, but still a little rowdier. And as you step up the 2nd staircase into the 3rd floor, you enter a large opened, almost like a hallway, and essentially it's like there are like the paper-ish walls that section off tables. So there's only about a dozen tables up here, and there's maybe 2 of them are occupied at the moment.
So I motion over to the one that's furthest away from everyone else.
Don't wish to disturb others that have private conversations. This one should be fine. Thank you, dear.
And Allie smiles at you. You would know, this is Elias's wife, and she's got this vibrant red hair, just the lightest streaks of gray. She just smiles at you sweetly. She goes, I'll send one of the girls up with your food. Thank you for what you did, darling.
So I put a large clawed hand on her shoulder, affectionately give it a squeeze.
Thank you. Hey, come into this. Take seats.
Excuse me, my dear. Before you go, do you have a slightly taller chair?
Absolutely, sweetheart. You give me just a moment, I'll go get you one.
I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
She takes a step like down, not towards the stairs, but towards the other end of the room, and she does come back with essentially a fucking booster chair.
Yeah, he needs it.
The high chair.
It is softly cushioned, so it's actually very comfortable.
Has like the fold down thing.
Fantastic. I get my tray. Yay.
Do you like throw churros at the wall or something?
Happy
Amazing.
birthday from all of us to you.
It's fantastic. So yeah, she sets you up with that chair, and she leaves, assuring you that she'll send one of the servant girls up with a whole host of food. And as she says that, there's a young bartender stepping up with a large tray loaded with drinks that were just paid for that y'all walked away from. Auroros, bottles, whiskey,
Put them on the
vodka,
table.
couple of pitchers of ale, and he places it all down, as well as mugs and flagons for each of you.
I fish out a silver penny, and I press it into the boy's hands.
Like, thank you for this. And please, the food, and then a little bit of quiet.
Absolutely. Margie will bring the food up, and we'll make sure nobody comes and bugs you.
So I'd probably wait for the food before I'd be like, all right, Tarek.
Yeah, Tarek's not saying anything. There are still a couple people up here.
Yeah, you're essentially in like a private room. Like I say, there's not like full like wooden walls and door, but you're like tented off. It's like canvas, papery
yeah.
walls that separate it, and you each have like an open bay window that you can see out over the town. Because at 3 stories, you're officially taller than just about every other fucking building around.
Okay. Yeah, so food's here. I'm assuming Barbaros asks. Okay. Well, the entire time push tone. So even like there's a couple of people up here. Just no. He's just gonna. I didn't find an answer, but I found a lead. 2 leads actually. Apparently, there's a wizard tower to the west of here, which I didn't even know. Did you know that, Barbaros?
I knew of an abandoned tower. Stories, really. Never seen it for myself. I had no reason to go that far west.
DM, is it actually abandoned or that he knows of? I should say.
Barbaros, go ahead and roll me a history check.
While this is going down, I will be shoveling over 75 gold to each party member.
Okay. You can each add 75 gold.
A 4.
A 4. Barbaros, you have no idea. You know there's a large, dark spire.
Yeah, the structure.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles west of town. However, Henry, Valnerith,
Yep.
as they're saying this, you're both like, huh, we were at a large dark spire yesterday. It's not a wizard tower.
Oh, that's the.
It is
Yeah.
Grey Nor's ruins, yeah?
Gotcha.
Well, yes. So that's not actually a wizard tower. That's the temple of ruins that we were talking about going to.
We did get some particular information from a scouting party from the illuminated circle. It did specify. I'm a teacher there, a study scholar, what have you. We got
Yes,
some.
it's already.
We got some that information that the ruins could be give us information beneficial to our certain field of study. But they are abandoned. There's no one in there.
Okay, so this is the tangent. Do wizards actually live in towers?
Depending on the inclination of the individual caster, yes. Some prefer extra-dimensional locations that are not quite as visible as the tower, but the tower in past history has been something that been it's more of a status symbol because they're never quite exactly the way they are on the inside. Wizards have a very particular way of setting up their specific spaces. And,
Trying to like coughing suddenly, just
Yeah,
trying to make noise.
Tarek visibly regrets asking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
listening to 10 guess at this point.
A chicken.
I'm sorry about that. Yes. Yeah. The short
Sometimes, yes,
answer.
there are
Sometimes
wizard
yes.
towers.
Yes.
I only knew from. Honestly, I don't really have information from the fairy tales that are passed down from my clan. But okay, sorry. That was just a tangent. Anyway,
It's good information to know.
I feel like I should know more about the land than if we're gonna be working together. So anyway, I have one lead then. There is an alchemist named Tilby over in what'd you say the place was? I didn't write it down.
Maypool.
Maypool. I was gonna call it Moonpool, so I was almost there.
So close.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Got most of the syllables right.
Yeah. Over in the town of Maypool, I've no idea myself, but I'm sure one of you does.
Anybody is welcome to roll a history check.
Well, let's see what I got.
I'm hoping one of you does.
I'll roll a history
I
check.
rolled in the wrong location.
I got a 12.
17.
17.
While I am currently repacking and wicking one of those jars of explosive fish eggs to make it into a haphazard grenade.
Nice. Wonderful. Amazing.
I roll a 5.
Mm, son of a-
Not going well.
Okay. Anybody else rolling? Okay.
No.
Well,
no.
No.
for the 12 and the 17, fairly easy to know. Maypool is the capital of Eridhest.
Ah, well, that's a pretty small town.
Mm-hmm. So, with that 17, you'd know, Seth, that was you, right? 17?
Mhm.
Currently, you're in a town that has roughly 3 to 4,000 people. Maypool has 30 to 50,000 people. It's a fairly large city.
Large.
If memory serves, it's the capital of this current region.
I
Roughly
see.
population of 30 to 50,000. As I keep scraping along some of the excess
So-
oil that I'm using.
It's a very specific number that you've given me. Anyway,
There we
well,
go.
that's the
One.
lead I have. There's an apothecary there who apparently knows everything.
Mm.
I garnered the attention of an older woman named Gertrude. Barbaros, I don't know if you have any familiarity.
Strange type. Collects herbs of the local apothecary. It's close to a hedge wizard as this area really has.
Well, hedge wizard is what I was looking for. So, yeah, I mean that's what I got. If you go to Maypool, there's an apothecary there who has a lot more information than she does.
Interesting.
Maple.
Interesting.
That's as
Vilna,
much as
would
I can
you...
gather without just walking through the district, just yelling, "Does anybody know where to find demonic fish eggs?"
Vilna, would you have to report back to your masters on this?
Not unless I thought it was a bigger deal, which currently not something they would require the attention for. I was sent by my order to investigate these ruins, so if we figured out it was more than just a correlation, I would report back and say so.
Well, I'd say the ruins then, at least. And then on to Maypool if we find anything of interest that we can link to this other woman.
Seth,
Yes.
when I was investigating, I found the bounty board had a listing for gold extermination. Do you know if that was the same one that we just turned in?
Yes, actually. Oftentimes they'll probably send a runner about upon the morrow to take down the bounties,
Okay,
or at the
that's
very least mark them. I found one similar right in front of the guardhouse.
Tark looks disappointed. I was hoping it had a second lead. No, we're still at the one lead.
Unfortunately.
Well, I'm at least glad we could help these people.
Oh,
We-
yes.
We could possibly just go talk to the town officials and that kind of thing. Maybe they have more inclination of what specifically happened with the river and the things that it affected. And I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. I'm sorry.
No,
Well-
it's worth an inquiry.
The captain,
I don't know if that's so wise.
I know that the captain wished to speak with me upon the morrow around noon regarding passing on this information to the Iron Brand. It might not be a bad idea. We could at least have an audience with the captain, with the consulate, the one who happens to be in charge of the region.
Do you trust this person with your life?
I'm not sure I would trust them with the full information, but we could at least ask if there was any withheld information upon the bounty. Maybe
That is
their
fair.
scouts have found anything new as of late.
I would appreciate that. Just when it comes to the unnatural, even if nobody involved is around, there are always prying eyes. Somebody willing to take advantage.
I don't know much regarding daemons or the like. Quite frankly, I really still don't believe they exist. I find them as a type of monster, just unnatural to this location. But I've heard stories as a boy long ago of them being able to either pass off as human or consume a human and take their skin so that they could delve / live as one. The old additive for a child to be wary of the crone living out in the woods and what have you.
Ah,
Is this
yes,
something you might
the
know?
old story of a crib swap.
Exactly. Do you know anything about this, Velnirth? I know of your order is normally dealing with these outsider creatures.
I do not have the best knowledge about what types of demons there are and aren't. I did not grow up. I grew up sheltered and did not know demons were a thing until a couple of years ago.
To be fair, most people don't know a lot of these things. If I've had
Yes.
a silver for every town I've visited where I've had to inform them of a monster, all they know is something in the night taking something away. I'd be
Yes,
quite rich, actually, at this point.
the people in this area usually accuse, as I point the claw at Fed, is his folk for this. Changelings. Come in and steal the crib bound.
Yes,
Come back and replace them with another elf child.
the story of the Fae spiriting a child away in the night, never to be seen from again, or replacing it, like you said, with some malediction.
I wave my hand. It's all nonsense. Where's this ruin, by the way, you plan on us going to? How far away?
How far away is it?
A couple miles out of town.
Should be fairly simple. I'll
So we
bring
don't need
Ember
the
Wing
provision.
with us.
We don't need the provision for a long trip then. 2 days, perhaps.
If you all think it
Depending
would help,
how.
then I am along. But I
Of
still think my
course.
lead is the. I understand you have your own business, and I did vow to help you if you help me. So wherever you
Now,
shall go, I would very much like to go to Maypool afterwards.
Maypole is to the west of us as well? Or to the
East. It is
east?
all the way to the east.
Hmm.
Right
be a
on the,
problem,
literally
though.
right on the coast.
Shouldn't be a problem. We can swing by there, garner whatever information we can, and then take a ride or hitch a ride on a caravan heading to the east.
Eventually, I'll need to go back there anyways. That is where I'm kind of based out of, right? No. Oh no.
You and Henry,
We're
you and Henry are from Allendon. You're
yeah,
from
we're
a
from
different country altogether.
yeah, we're from really far away. Never mind.
Hmm. You're like a month's travel from where you originally lived. Maple's like a week and a half out.
Yeah.
Mm, Mayhap I can luck out and find some iron brand out in that region. See if I can restock some of my supply.
Still looking at
Uh,
from his like ledger. Maple, yes, it's a interesting area. I'd had the researcher there at one point. What was his name? Gary. No, that's wrong. Regardless, it's quite a little area.
Jeff, the researcher.
Jeff, just Jeff.
Just Jeff.
Tarek in the Tsui silence actually looks to Fane. You've been quiet. You're a loner like me. What is your... I don't have a better way to ask this. What's your deal?
What's your deal?
What's your deal?
9 charisma, man.
Hey, you're weird. Why you
Hey,
weird?
hey, asshole, tell me your secrets. No,
Did you not hear
Tarek's
him?
trying to gather, like, why are you here? Like, you haven't actually given us that, I don't think.
Did you not hear Bob Rose? I'm here to steal the town's children.
I did hear a case of that in Calm. I can't remember the name exactly how it's pronounced, but they did have a baby snatching location. It was fun.
How'd you kids? How'd
How
you
much fetching is it to actually have a
Ooh,
monster tell me its
fun.
It
intention?
was fun to hunt them down.
Jesus.
Well, Fane can regale us with all his baby snatching tales as I reach into my pack and I grab a long stemmed pipe, start packing it with tobacco. Well, figure that we enjoy the rest of this meal, wake up early in the morning, and march out to check this ruin.
That seems reasonable enough. I'm sorry. I feel like I trampled on people having a conversation. Thane, you were saying something.
No, just making a joke. Oh, I'm simply wandering now. I left home a few months ago, and I'm just wandering place to place looking for things to do. So I ended up looking for this bounty, looking for these kobolds, and found you. This is more purpose than I've had in some time, so I am glad to have it. Glad to be here.
I did not mean to pry too deeply. I am gathering as much information as I can right now from these scraps that I am digging through.
No, understood. And if my background gives me any insight into what we're dealing with, I will be sure to let you know.
Okay, I appreciate it very much. Hart just looks actively worried the entire time. Like he just even more like he was generally calm and collected when you were fighting the kobolds, and ever since he showed like you guys saw the incident from the morning, he's just been full of worry and just honestly a little bit of self disgust. Are imitating life anyway.
Zing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Anything else you want to discuss? Just gonna eat and then try and acquire some rooms.
There is actually one thing I want Tarek would do. He would actually go get up and go down to the bar and try to find some fruit juice because he doesn't drink alcohol for obvious reasons.
Gotcha. So yeah, do you go down just to the second floor or all the way back down to the first?
Is there a bar on the second floor? Then I'll go to the second floor.
There's. Yep.
Okay,
You
yeah, I'll
head
go to the second
down.
floor. I'm not going to go all the way down if I don't have to.
Okay, so you head down the flight of stairs, and then tucked into the stairs is the small like horseshoe bar. Two barkeeps working it opposite sides, and you ask one for fruit juice and excuse. Uh, oh, what kind? Got pomegranate, got grape. Think I think we have apple. Not sure. It's a little late in the season for apple.
I'll take grape, thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. Just need a glass of it. Be a
Yeah,
copper.
I know it's strange to be an established like this and not ask for alcohol. I have a condition. I'm just here with friends.
Everybody drinks what they drink. No judgment here.
Mm.
So hands you
Is
a.
it still? Are we still covered for this or
This dude doesn't know anything
monetarily?
about you covered. He tells you it's just a copper,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'll flip a copper to him.
and he hands you like a clay mug full of
Okay.
just a sparkling, unsweetened grape juice.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna
it's fresh, pretty good.
yeah, I'm gonna go back up and just sit there and sip it before we retire for the night.
Uh, so are you all acquiring rooms here at the Crystal Decanter?
Yeah,
Henry's not walking much farther at this point.
I'll get
Yeah.
Henry and I a room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barbara's
Tarek has likely
room-
slept on the ground for the past like month, so he's definitely going to to take an in room if he can.
Yeah, Barbaros is not going to go back to his house.
Okay. So you wave
Mhm.
down Allie while she goes to wait on one of the other groups here in the more private rooms, and you request rooms, and she lets you know that the fourth floor, that's entirely what it is, and right now they actually have plenty of openings. Tis not the season for travel yet. It hasn't gotten quite warm enough
It's not
because
the
we're just
season.
coming off the cusp of winter. Um, so each room is 5 silver a night.
Fork over some money,
Yep, I'll hand over 5 silver.
and that's what I'm like. That's what I remembered. Hey, it's Seth. Who's the
Yes.
bounty?
The bounty was 75 per tail. 75 gold per tail, of course. I throw him his satchel.
Quite heavy.
So you each earn 75 gold after the bounty is all paid and split out. With that, anybody have anything they'd like to accomplish before you head on down to bed?
Nope. During the eve, I will be spending my time again, continuing to wick those the 2 extra jars of the fish eggs I have for explosives, and I'll start trying to jimmy a flint and steel moniker onto my gauntlet so that I can light from my hand.
Cool. Go ahead. Are you proficient in tinkering tools? Do you have tinkering
I
tools?
am, and I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a tinkering check.
21.
21. Easily enough, after the work you'd put into it the night before, you were able to fully wick both of the jars that you have. Confident that you will be able to spark them up and cause some type of
I know it won't be a
explosive or
potent
flammable reaction.
Yeah, I know it won't be a potent explosive, but it's something, and might as well let these demon things serve a function in life.
Yeah. So
Or
go ahead and mark
at this
yourself
point.
2 makeshift explosives that will deal 4d6 fire damage.
Okey-dokey.
And you are also able to affix the flint and steel attachment to the back of your gun.
Excellent. That'll make it easier so I don't have to fumble around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's all I'm doing with my evening.
Great. Anybody else?
Now I'm just gonna go to bed.
Flop.
Okay. All able to head off to bed and complete a long rest without issue. You wake the next morning in the comfort of the 4th floor of the tavern.
Actually, sorry. Right before the end of before Tarek goes to bed, you got a ritual cast. Actually, not a ritual cast. And we haven't used any spell slots. I'm gonna cast detect magic. Just cursory.
Okay, just checking out the
Just
room.
Paranoid. Just trying to make sure there's no nothing magical around him that he doesn't expect.
Random assassin wizard in the rafter.
Not that. I
So-
meant listening devices.
No.
So as you cast detect magic, the only thing that catches your eye is the crystal that is essentially glowing and flickering like torchlight in the room.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's just a light illusion magic.
He just shoots it it could be anything. No.
Just quick draw. Oh my god!
Bonfire,
Anyway, I started
bonfire.
blasting.
Just burn the entire area down.
Oh no.
No.
Never coming back to Ingswich again.
No, he would he would have the insight to know that is just it's just magically enchanted to have and kind of sigh some relief and then I'll turn in.
Okay. Alright. So without issue, you are all able to complete a long rest. Not that it was needed because y'all didn't do anything.
How dare you, sir?
Day
Well,
drink.
I used a spell slot. I just did.
It's true. Somebody did something. Everybody else
Day-
just day drank.
We day drank, got information, restocked on supplies. Solid.
One of us made
You
money.
restocked on herbs.
There's supplies.
King herbs
They are supplies.
and explosives.
He made a bomb.
That's
made a
true.
couple
Made a
bombs.
bomb. Made a couple little makeshift grenades, little fish grenades.
Don't hate.
I don't.
I tried to
Yes.
talk to Henry and he just forgot.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that he forgot the conversation halfway through the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's Henry.
Fucking wonderful. I'm gonna have so much fun with this character.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give all the vital information to Henry, so nobody ever knows anything.
We're supposed to know stuff?
Henry won't even know it.
And count on John to not meta shit. It's great. All right. So you all wake the next day, kind of meander out of your rooms and head on downstairs. Once you get to the first floor, there are a few patrons being served up breakfast. Elias and Allie are not present since they were working the night shift. And there's the young barkeep, and the door behind him is just kind of constant rotation as someone comes out and portioning out eggs, and bacon, and sausage and toast to the patrons that are seated around at the tables. Morning, Auroros. Breakfast, 5 cup, or all you can eat.
Oh, thank you. We'll need this. Hard march for the morning.
Where you headed?
I'm not entirely too sure. Some archaeological site of some kind or another.
I didn't take you for a learned man, Barbaros. No offense.
I know my letters, but beyond that, there's nothing more. No, they needed a sword, and I am here.
The barkeep kind of looks at the rest of you. Interesting bedfellows, Barbaros. Interesting bedfellows.
Very much so.
And Barbaros is keeping something that Tarek was too polite to say in the forefront of his mind. That there might be collaborators in the town. And it's not something he had considered until Tarek had again politely put it that way the previous evening. And
Yeah.
even this barkeep, he's like, it might even be you.
So Tarek would have not said it because he also wouldn't want anybody listening to know that we will be on to them type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, again, polite and the right way to put it. So, but Barbaros picked up on it. He's like, just enough information. So it doesn't seem like he's obfuscating. Just dumb Barbaros wielding his sword.
There it is. Play the part, play the part. I respect it. Well, take any table you like. Get some food over to you.
So Barbaros picks up a wooden plate, fills it with potatoes. You know, good morning fare. The heavy rashers of bacon, bits of old bread to dip in the grease.
Oh, where's Henry?
Oh, he's probably still sleeping. He'll come down in a little bit. If not, I'll go carry his ass down again.
As you say that, you just hear the 3-step clomping of like 2 feet in a cane and the staff trying to make his way down the stairs. I'm awake. I'm here. I understand. We need to make a early morning trek. Also the smell of bacon was just heavenly. I couldn't say no. It slowly makes his way down to the breakfast.
Excellent.
So I grab a tin, have a kettle poured in with the leaves I'd used the previous day for Henry, and look to Vilnereth to take care of the rest of it as I scoop up my own food.
Yeah. I'll pour it for him and everything.
Was it 5 copper for the group or 5 copper per person?
Per person.
Per person. Okay, I'll dump 5 copper.
Yeah, 5 copper, all you can eat for 7 people. Game on.
Listen. Math and money in 5e is weird. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
This is true.
everybody does it differently.
So, I don't know much about spell keepers. We had one in the company many years ago. He spent a great deal of time preparing his spells in the morning. Is that how gnomish magic works?
Yeah, I am just to layman's terms of the wizard. I do have to just
Layman's
generally
terms.
look over my spells. Yes. I don't have a very large repertoire as a gesture to the book that's like this thick. But I do glance over them in the morning to make sure that I remember what I need for the day. So yes.
I believe it more depends on the kind of magic that you do.
That is also true. Some people are very well, what's the phrase? Endowed with magic. They have very natural gifts. druids. Perfect example. That they pull from nature and themselves. It's where wizards in what I do. You have to kind of look through and research and to like fully understand what a spell is, and that can be complicated at times, and it's just and he just starts trailing off entirely.
Yeah.
Just
This is
lost,
looking at Tarek
lost in the
too,
strand.
like to confirm that, like when he was talking about druids, like is that real? It's like looking at Tarek.
Tarek would have not been paying any attention to Henry at that point.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because Dylan wasn't paying any attention to Henry. They spaced out completely. Yes
Jared
and
would
no. There we go. He
confirm.
did it. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's your answer.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly how it goes. So if nobody's got anything pressing, I think we just finish up breakfast and step off.
Yeah.
There's I would like to take a stop at like a general store. Or, yeah, general store. I don't need a full like an actual full weapon. I just want to go pick up another dagger because I'd like to keep my infernal cutting dagger and my not infernal cutting dagger separate.
Yeah.
Here you are.
That's fair.
I produce one with a sheath. I have about 6 more of them on me.
Okay, then I will just pick it, put them in there. Okay, I
I
have one
won't
now.
give you a shop. Jesus Christ, fine. Didn't want to help you anyway.
Shopping session. Shopping session.
I mean, it's early on, but I mean, I got the shit.
Yeah,
I got it.
No, that's literally all I had. All I had in mind. So, okay, I'll just add a dagger to my inventory, and
There you go.
DM can go screw or something. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds about right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a look for Heward's handy spice pouch.
We can stop by somewhere.
Oh, sorry, I did forget. There was one other thing I wrote down that I wanted to do.
Huzzah!
Actually, I'm gonna go to Seth. Do you? So, I noticed there were 2 other bounties on the board. I think it might be wise to check if there's any in the direction that we're going. We may need more resources. We don't know what we're up against still.
This is true, and it never hurts to have traveling funds.
Yeah. Just rainy day at least.
There's a
I may be
board
I may be a wild man, but I know the value of coin.
as we all do at some point. There's a market board in the garden district, yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
there is.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
There
yeah.
is one next to the crystal.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Then
That
yeah,
is the one I
I'll
was
go-
referring to.
Barbaros
I'll go check
actually Vilnoreth, this ruin. Are we expected to do any excavating?
We haven't actually been. No, we went there, and
Yes.
we were waiting on. We were just waiting on like permission to go in?
So when you went, you were there. There is a guard detail there, an elven guard detail, and they let you know that essentially like the project lead was out, expected back any day now, and they regretted to inform you they couldn't allow you access until essentially the supervisor was there. That's
Okay.
above my pay grade, bro. But you can't go in. Sorry.
No, you shouldn't have to do any digging or anything. We were mainly waiting for the lead supervisor to show up to work. He was not there or they were not there when we were first there, and had to come back another day.
Oh, so is this complex underground above?
Both.
Well, I am not as gifted as I nod towards Fan. Is our elf friend here, and I need help seeing in dark places. We'll need torches then, lanterns.
Oh,
Oil.
I can help with that, and I just cast dancing lights, and it just boop, boop, boop. Oh, white balls float around me for a moment.
I'm sure you can, unless a stone slung from a kobold's hand renders you unconscious
and we plunged in darkness.
That's quite a grim thought. But technically speaking, yes.
Yes, technically, yes. Yeah, I guess we'll need to go to that general store after all.
Tarek is not there, but he
Well,
wishes he was.
Well, that's fine. I could use another small little wedge or a few piece of parchment to take more accurate notes of the place we're going.
Yes, charcoal pens. Yes, it'd probably be best. But what would you do? Take rubbings? Either way.
So some rubbings, notes, comparative notes to be able to go back with and see if the theory that I have for the origins of the location match up with some of the research that the Illuminated Circle had done previously, and be able to act and just starts trailing off again.
Yeah. It's just Barbaros just nods. Like, yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Barbaros
Crazy
also has the
world.
problem he will listen to Henry endlessly.
And Henry will speak
yeah.
endlessly.
Lizard brain, very patient.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, pick him up. Let's go to the
But
general store.
Yes, I have some torches and whatnots because I cannot see in the dark as well, so I understand the pain.
It's like Barbaros is a little taken aback at that as he he looks at your horns and then decides not to say anything.
I understand that look. I am but human.
That is no look at all. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You failed
Totally
your deception
decorative.
check.
Yeah, fails.
Rolled that one on perception. Looks like human. Ah, yes, this floor seems to be made of floor.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. So y'all heading to a general store?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have two options. You have Criella's Quirks and Curiosities, and you have the Fire Haberdashery.
Oh, haberdashery all
That's
the
a
way.
hat shop.
Yeah. Barbaros needs a wide grass hat.
Henry already said he'd have a hat if he tipped it. He'd tip a hat to you if he had one. So let's get him one.
Okay. All right. So you head to the Fire Haberdashery,
You can claim to be a
which
wizard without
is
a hat.
I know, right?
also, which is also on the main street. The Criella's Quirks and Curiosities is actually in the market garden, the garden market. So this one is closer. It's just about 10 minutes away. So you see it's kind of an interesting shop. It's about 2 stories, but the second story seems a little cocked to the side, like kind of leaning tower pizza style, kind of ramshackled. But the front is painted vibrant green with a spattering of just kind of a mishmash of colors just splotched all over. There are pinks and blues and oranges just splashed over. It's hideous, absolutely hideous. And there is an open door, but there's also a bead curtain in front of the door.
Hippies.
Yes.
As you step in, this is a scent Pat would be quite familiar with. It's just a that bird dandery scent of just feathers and
Right.
avian scents.
Yay.
Bird dander.
Bird shit.
Yeah.
How dare you?
No,
It smells
no
like
shit.
nothing.
Just dandery, just that stuffy dandery scent. Like if you had a lot of birds in a very closed-in space.
You've
I grew up
never
with
lived
birds,
until
so-
you tried huffing bird.
I grew up with African greys. I'm familiar with it.
I'm so
My
goddamn
birds.
sorry for
My-
you.
Birds bite the living crap out of my face because I keep sniffing them.
My grandmother used to raise finches.
Oh, that's
Stop
awesome.
doing it now, apparently.
Um, Yeah, so it is wall-to-wall shelving and lots of shelves just stuffed and overflowing with things. And on top of all of the racks, there is just assortments of hats. And hanging from the ceiling are like essentially like chandeliers, but instead of lights on any of them, it's just hats hanging off of it, of all different types. And
A lot of hats.
behind the counter, you see a large owlet with deep pink, almost red feathers, and just that slightly upturned nose. Just looks nose.
Look at it. Look at Tark. Look at it. Look at Tark.
Oh, I thought we were going for the bounty board.
I mean, yeah, there's that. Oh, yeah, true.
This
Oh,
place
trust me, I
is-
would love for Tark to be there. That is not the...
Well, this place is just down the street, so if you all had left together, you could stop here before you went to the
Oh,
bounty board.
Okay. You say it's an owlin? The or is it owl?
People.
Owlin. It's they're
Owlin. Yeah,
essentially
yeah,
like,
I know what an owlin is. I was just double
Yeah.
checking that. But yeah, okay.
For the people that don't know what an owlin is in the internet,
All to you.
Who's gonna be watching a D&D stream and not know what an owlin is?
I don't
An
know.
owlin.
I'm
An
just
owlin is like a
saying.
furry, but for owl.
Hey, that's that
Accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I can never say the other word, the Aarakocra or whatever. An
yeah.
owlin is a
Aarakocra.
large humanoid owl.
Thank you, DM.
Yes.
So Tarek walks into the store and it's just fucking wide eyed. It's just like, hell is
so
Will he be impressed by my assortment, or will he be offended? Who knows? Let's try.
we're about to find the fuck out.
yeah. So just reminder: owl shield, a half owl mask, owl pin in holding his cloak closed.
So the owlin behind the counter is kind of like the head is like that. I can't do it with my head because my neck doesn't work that way, but tilts down and turns to the side and just kind of head cocks and looks. Hello, customers. Welcome. How can Gashaw help?
Gashaw.
Yeah, that's weird. Need a hat.
You've come to the right place. The fire haberdashery has every hat you could ever need.
And I know it. Yes. He's like, I look around and like, pull the horns. They need to be able to pass through. Something made of grass.
A hat made of grass. I don't have anything pre-made, but I could measure and I could make you a hat.
No. We have a long walk. Just the materials.
Sure. I'm a master of my craft. I make the finest hats. Wouldn't
I
take
won't-
long.
I'm sure. Barbaros is like really put off by this creature. Like,
You-
just kind of doesn't like them, and it's almost obvious because he's kind of bad at obfuscating things.
Henry actually like hobbles forward, seeing Barbaros's uncomfortableness. So you're an owlin, yes?
Yes, young master. Yes.
Yeah,
Far from
I haven't-
home, Kasha is.
I haven't heard that phrase in a long time directed towards me. No, I have. I've seen your kin. Long time ago. It's about 150 years, so something along those lines. It's been some time since I've seen your kin. Yes, you're a fine craftsman of sordid, eclectic items. Hat, yes. Something with a wide brim, if possible.
Of course. Such powerful young master, but small stature. And he flutters his wings up and he takes a wide-brimmed leather hat, like it looks almost like a pilgrim's hat, off of off of one of the chandelier hooks and floats back down. Try this one. It's clashes slightly with your green cloak, but it's comfortable, very comfortable, supple leather, supple leather.
Try it on. Is it one of those like flat top ones?
Yeah.
This is such. It feels quite nice. You have something more with a point at like an angle or such. Just it's wide brim with like a. Do you get what I'm gesturing at?
Does it have stars on it?
Of course, young master, of course. Pointed, wide brim. And he flies up over and past all of you and picks out another hook, and he does bring back and it has like the floppy pointed tip.
Yes.
And it is like this deep olive green with a brown strap around it and like a tarnished bronze buckle. 1 silver for this one, young master. Dashing look, goes with your cloak.
I put it on. I look to Valnorith.
It is unique.
I'll take unique. I give 2 silver.
Thank you, young master. Hats. Anybody else want hats or other goods? And he points around, and it is like the hats take up the top shelves of everything, but it is a smorgasbord. There are coils of rope. It's just you even see a set of bagpipes like shoved into a shelf.
I have a very important question for you, DM.
Hit me.
Are owlin common in this area? Or just in this setting, at least? How common are they?
In the setting above table, yes, they actually Fane would be completely unfazed by this at all. Where Fane grew up, there is like beast folk is a absolute staple in society.
So the reasoning for my asking this, just for context, is I think they were a myth. that is my
No, you wouldn't think
okay, that was going to be an interesting interaction, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Are you
It's
real?
actually surprising that it's gonna be fun to play, but it's surprising that Seth finds demons to be a myth because they are also a staple and have
He just saw me burst into light, and also he saw a devil, and he's just like, nah, I don't believe it.
There's literally a whole ass order across 2 countries that's sole purpose is hunting and slaying demons and devils.
To be fair, demons, devils, angels are just monsters with a different name.
Demons of unusual size, I don't believe they exist.
It's fun to get into the ocean.
No.
Whereas Barbaros is sitting here and he sees a bray herd.
Okay, so Tarek will not actually do the very unrude thing of, oh my god, are you real? He will actually he will just kind of like bow to the owl in like reverence.
Yeah, he'll step forward. Not quite a hat, but it's beautiful, beautiful work. Looks like my brother.
Does he have a barn owl-y face, or is he just like a?
He does. He has. It is a like beautiful plumage. The only difference is he is like a deep pink color.
Oh god, he's wearing a Tarek still thinks he's wearing a fursuit. It's fine. Anyway, I don't know how to ask this to you. Do you have a simple hat that entails owl feathers? Not your own, of course, unless...
Any hat that I have that has owl feathers, of course I use my own feathers. Easy access, free material.
I'm sorry, I've never met an owl, and I've only heard stories.
If you wish to meet more people like me, you must head to the Mother's Heart. I miss my home sometimes, but I came here to make good living making hats.
Where is the Mother's Heart? Tarek is intensely curious about this.
When
Like
the
he
two of you
pulls
start
like a
talking-
crudely drawn map out of his thing, and just like where what's the point of that to me?
when the two of you start talking about Mother's Heart, Fane like specifically walks away.
The Mother's Heart is the Isles. North, and he points on your map. He goes, see, you have the Great Forest here. That's Namirasi, the land of the elves. But past that, north, About a week's journey in the sea. The Isle is the Mother's Heart. About five islands. 5 islands. My people are abundant there.
Tarek thanks him very much. He makes a couple notes on his map. Again, I don't know what the etiquette of this is, but the order that I used to belong to has a long-standing reverence of owl kind, and I may make a pilgrimage there if that makes sense.
Many make pilgrimages to the Mother's Heart for many different reasons. If you wish to honor my people, let them know. Let them know you know Kasha.
Thank you for humoring me, but yeah, I would definitely like to purchase a hat that has some owl feathers in it.
Of course. And instead of me trying to fucking describe a hat for you, you're able to get whatever hat aesthetic you want with owl feathers in it.
Just a simple like cap that just has a couple owl feathers, just like kind of sewn into it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say it's essentially like a newsy cap, just kind of like the backwards. But
He has no intention of wearing it. He just wants to. He has no intention of wearing it at all whatsoever. He just wants to actually like help, like pay for something in this establishment because he wants to support this owl.
Gotcha.
He's gonna keep it on him, but like he's not gonna actually wear it. It would be weird for the mask. Like it wouldn't mesh.
Do you happen to have a
with
the
the clear enjoyment that you showed for the owlins, he just 5 copper for this.
drops 10. Drops silver.
Gracious, young master, gracious.
I can't accept a discount from you. I mean, that's again looks like he's seen a celebrity. Like he's he's so excited. It just again bows to him in reverence and puts on the hat to just before until he leaves, just to make it like look like he's actually cares about the hat and as a set piece type of thing. Because he doesn't want to offend the owl and to just shove it in his bag.
All right.
And that is enough
You.
for that.
Lizard, young lizard, great master.
Barbaros turns his eyes towards him.
You wish for a hat to protect your scales, but fit your horns. I can alter any hat you wish. Pick a hat, any hat.
Do you have a simple straw farmer's hat?
Of course, many, I do.
One with a relatively wide brim would be best.
And he fetches one. It's very well made, put together, no loose strands coming out.
Here you are, Barbaros.
Still do.
Do you wish for me to alter it for your horns?
He narrows his eyes as he looks like, no, I will take care of that myself, but thank you. As I hand over whatever currency he needs.
It would be 5 copper for a straw hat. Does anybody else wish for any supplies? Seems you're taking a long trek. Everybody asks for wide brim hats to stay out of the sun.
I'll take a look for some generic things. Another bag of ball bearings. See,
it's a hat shop.
It is.
He
Well,
said
he
he
said he had all
read 'em.
this stuff.
Yeah, it is an absolute smorgasbord of all kinds of general goods. It's just, like I said, along the top row of every shelf and hooks on the ceiling is all hats. Every other shelf is just stuff.
And see if I can luck out and find that that freaking bag of spices.
Sure,
I don't know if he'd
roll
carry-
me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he'd carry a common magic item. Investigation.
Yeah.
11. We shall take it.
You don't find a satchel of spices. You do, however, find a small crystalline bottle with a deep red liquid in it. And another one with, there's actually like a small box set. And inside it, you see there's like something wrapped in a cloth and a very small crystal vial with like an amber liquid in it.
Shopkeep, how much for these?
both? For which? For which?
For both.
Both. Red one, that's potion of healing. 50 gold for the potion.
And as for this, and he takes it from your hand.
I only have one. Ambrosia and nectar. I bring this from the mother's heart. It's 100 gold. Incredibly valuable. Incredibly valuable. A gift from the goddess herself. Gradoris, mother of earth.
Okay, this is in character. Tarek will come up to Seth. I'll put in 50.
Very well then.
DM, can I make a roll to see if I know exactly what this is?
As he says ambrosia and nectar for the first time in days, there's just this moment of clarity to you. And yeah, go ahead and roll a history or an arcana check.
While he does that, how much of it is there? Like, is it?
So it looks almost like think like double the size of an Altoid tin, and it's like the wrapped up piece is probably, I don't know, it's like 2 inches by about an inch, and you can't see how far deep it sets into the thing, but the whole thing's probably about this thick, and then the small crystal vial is probably about the same size. It's like a shot worth of liquid.
So the ambrosia and nectar, that's the file?
The box that has the wrapped up item and the vial. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Tarek will request with Seth to like split it, or at least give him a little bit of it.
Did Henry have some kind of reaction with it?
Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to clarify.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
I apologize to you, Pat. I apologize to the DM. How dare you?
Not for you.
No, Henry would
Not
have.
for you.
Henry would have rushed over, seeing very like he looks very intently at it,
And
and
you can move fast when you want to.
he did in fact move fast, so that would be a 23.
23. With a 23, ambrosia and nectar is a very, very rare substance. It is believed among many to be a genuine gift from the gods. Ambrosia will fully heal someone from death, and no, the nectar does that. Apologies. Nectar will fully heal someone from the brink of death, and ambrosia empowers and restores the strength of magic users.
Henry will just like part both of you, go up to the bottle. Ambrosia, nectar. This is real.
Yes, I brought it with me from the mother's heart. Yes.
He will go in his pocket. He will immediately just take out the gold and put it on the table, but with no pretending like no one else is in the room. Just put that down. You have yourself a deal, my sir.
Seeing
How's
how
your
intent
business?
Henry is on that, I'm gonna take my gold back.
So
Like
Maybe it'll fix him. Who knows?
the owlin reaches over the long talon and slides the gold back.
I hope you never need it, young master. I hope you never need it.
I hope I never need it either. But this is a treasure that you are selling to us. I am just clarifying, and the stutter is gone when he is saying all of this. Are you sure you want to part with this?
Cash are safe in his shop. It was a gift long ago. If it goes to someone who can use it, that is Gradoris' will.
Your kindness knows no bounds, my good sir.
Thanks to you, young master. Enjoy your hat.
Thank you. He immediately, without hesitation, takes the bottle, brings it over to Velnerith. You keep this on you. At the ready. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. I hand it to you.
Yep.
I place my
You can
50
add.
counter and walk out. There you are then.
That's for the healing potion?
I'll put it
Okay.
in my side satchel.
Gotcha. And Velnerith, you can add
Mhm.
1 vial of nectar to
Okay.
your inventory. And Henry, you can add 1 square of ambrosia. So, nectar will fully restore 100% of your hit points. Ambrosia will restore all expended spell slots.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
50 sessions from now, we're like level 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Fireball.
Oh, yeah.
Fireball.
Oh, this is a late game item that we got early that we are holding on to, and
Yeah.
he's gonna forget we have it.
I am. This is why I said you're all gonna share your inventories with me, so I remember you have these things.
Nah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I've added everything to my inventory.
that one item completely changes the entire dynamic of a fight. That adds a whole ass extra character to a fight, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Especially for a spellcaster.
Now the trick is I just have to put you in a dire enough straight early on where you use that when it restores like 3 spells.
Not happening. Absolutely
Dragon.
not happening.
Dragon.
No.
There's a
After-
dragon in the ruins we're going to. It's fine. Level 1 dragons. It's okay.
After Henry does that, hands over the bottle and takes the ambrosia and puts it away. He holds onto his cane and kind of like goes back to generally the like kind of lost in thought individual that you're used to.
Yeah, man, he apparently only has 5 minutes with.
All right. Anything else in the shop? Trying to buy anything else? You guys heading on?
I could use a ledger, a small ledger, if you have.
Of course, young master, of course.
And he just pulls out a small leather bound, about 100 pages in it.
Yeah.
A gift. A gift.
Oh, thank you kindly. I very much appreciate it.
Of course. Good luck. Good luck to all of you. Come back, see Kasha. Buy hats.
We'll
Barbaros
come
is
back.
not fucking feeling it, dude.
He's like, no thanks. I'm never coming back here.
Lizards and birds, I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference there.
I like a
That's
Barbaros'
racist. You
hat.
can't say that.
I take the
Barbaros is in love with his scales. Like you bring it to
take the
something that doesn't have them, but imposed has something soft compared to his
That's-
hard scales. You are the polar opposite of what he is.
But
Most other
Barbaros is
towns.
doing the classic soldier thing where he just walked into the store of someone that's like literally looks like the enemy he spent his entire adolescence and adult life fighting.
Yeah.
Beastmen.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I don't like this place.
Hey, Barbaros, can you lean down for a sec?
Can I what?
Can you lean down for a second?
Lean down.
I've got your hat in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch this through your horns.
Barbaros is just like, no, give me that.
Fine.
Tear it. As I'm looking at it,
Tear
it is good craftsmanship.
Even if I hate the guy.
Yeah.
Fucking Birdman can make a hat. Damn
Yeah,
it.
make a good hat.
Well, we do have a sock knitter, so like craftsmen recognize craftsmen.
Yeah, and it's like
yeah.
anyone else, any human would look at Barbaros. It's like, aren't you a beastman? And then Barbaros beats him.
Jesus.
How
Alright.
dare!
Oh, God. All right. You guys tried anything else in the shop or anything else in town? Or are you heading off towards the ruins?
No, I'm just gonna pick up ember wings from the barding station.
You just made that up.
No, I have an axe beak.
It does.
When?
It's actually been on my inventory for the whole time. I forgot about it when we started the game. So he's been
How
just
big
sitting
is
here.
an axe beak?
Big enough for me to ride.
Jesus Christ.
He
We
has a
can't have another
soleil.
legally distinct bird. We can't do that, Pat.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
it's not
We did that
Saddlebacks.
already.
it's not intelligent as intelligent. But you watch.
Neither was the legally distinct bird.
Yeah.
Incredibly intelligent. Fuck you. So
You
you
weren't,
all
you weren't
head
even in that one.
to
Axabo.
the stables, and you're able to. Seth, please describe your axe beak.
Yeah. It's roughly about. Let's see. I want to say it's about 7 feet tall, give or take. Sturdy. Black to gray, and then light speckling of red around the tips of its flight wings. And nice plumage. It's been well taken care of. Relatively what look like deep black eyes until it catches light, and then you can see that they're actually brown. Otherwise, a happy, intelligent creature. Kicks its feet when Seth starts arriving.
Is this a bipedal creature?
Bipedal, flightless bird.
Gotcha.
X-beak.
Yeah, it's an ostrich.
Ostrich style. Gotcha.
With
Just
a really thick neck and like
yeah,
a
they're
beak that can punch through rock.
Listen,
beefcakes.
we have to just establish it now. It's a goddamn chocobo, okay? We have to put it out there, and then we can continue. It's like legally distinct. That's the
Legally
Chocobo,
distinct.
legally distinct chocobo.
There you go.
It's a bococho. It's fine.
It's
Everything's
a
okay.
show.
Good job.
There
Everything's
it is.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
insulting to someone.
You're able to collect your axe beak. Nobody else has mounts. I think.
Nope.
Barbaros, you have a donkey,
Yep.
Yep,
but
that's
you
why
can't
I'm just
ride your donkey because you're a big ass lizard.
Yep.
Nope.
Donkeys for carrying stuff.
Tarek has traveled on foot his entire life, so he does not own an animal.
I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk Ember Wings with me. I'm gonna utilize their saddlebags to carry extra stuff.
Perfect. So you all head west towards the ruins of.
And
the
she's
Grey
eyeballing
Norse
that donkey.
I'm eyeballing that bird.
I'm all on the donkey.
You can
I'm
put
eyeballing
Henry
the
on the
lizard.
donkey.
We're just
Gonna
gonna have a,
stand
a circle of life going here.
Gonna stand between the bird and the donkey.
Gotta
That's fair.
protect your donkey from the bird. So yeah, you head off, and after like the better part of an hour at just a leisurely pace, in the early morning, the sun rising up behind you. Very rapidly, the even visible from town essentially, but small and in the distance, the dark gray stone of this tower comes into sight. And gains definition as you approach. And it's roughly 6 stories tall. Like a slate gray stone, completely smooth sides. And as you approach, there are no guards posted, like there were the day before.
This seems wrong. Again, my memory's not great, Velner. Something seems
No, this
off.
is wrong.
Yeah.
There were at least half a dozen guards here the last time we were here. Maybe not so many, but there's nobody here.
I look back to the group. Be on your guard. This feels off.
What were they guarding?
The ruins. There's a surveying team. I did hear from the illuminated circle. Can I take a just general scan of the area to see if there's anything, like, is there signs of struggle, blood, what have you, in this space?
Yeah, I was
Roll me a
gonna offer to
perception check.
help.
Just
Sure.
Tarek has a passive perception of 16, I think. No, I'm lying to you. Sorry, that's insight. Passive insight. Never mind. Ignore me.
Pat,
mine's-
did you say you're helping?
Yeah, of course. I'll be more than happy to help. Looking for signs of struggle, things of that nature, going from tracking mechanisms. So while he's doing the cursory scan of like the broad area as well, I'll start looking at where he claimed the guards were beforehand.
I
Yeah,
apologize.
I'm
I rolled
but-
with advantage and I got a 7.
Then,
Okay.
Thanks, Henry.
I
That's
will
Henry.
point out where they were before
Gotcha.
to the best of my ability.
So, as you get closer to the tower, there is a large, double-wide flight of stairs that leads down to the entrance. That is roughly a story below ground level. And when you were here the day before, the guards were posted at the start of the stairs, and then there was just a few of them patrolling about the area around the tower. There is no sign of any guards walking about. You do see deeply entrenched footmarks roughly where the guards would have been posted up. That implies rapid movement. That's what we're trying to go for.
Is it possible they just packed up for the night and they haven't come back yet? It's early morning.
No, they had an encampment and were staying here.
I look around. Do I see an encampment?
No, you do not.
Just no sign of the fact that anybody was here. Outside of like obviously footprints and stuff.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. There's no
Okay.
sign of anything right off the bat
Yep.
of an encampment.
Yeah, we're not close enough for investigation. Oh, that doesn't matter anyway. It's the same. 14.
14. You do see to the left of the stairway, there's grass that has been packed down pretty hard, and you're pretty sure you see the remnants of like a campfire pit.
But like no tents, no like
No tents.
tents.
This
Well-
is entirely incorrect.
No, this is not right. They would not have. Why would they have left so fast? That's not. You don't pick up your tents and then just be fine. Not without warning. Like, what are they supposed to report to somebody?
They have runners. That's how we were informed of the possible information that we need was here. We're continuing the investigation into this area. This is not right.
No, not at all.
Tarek closes his eyes and you just hear him mumble under his breath. Wake up. I might need you.
I'm gonna find a post to hitch my my axe beak and Barbarossa's donkey, making sure to inform my axe beak. No, no donkey,
Right.
no.
I can't cast animal friendship for a different creature, right? That's not how this works.
No,
You have a
no.
muzzle for
No.
that thing.
I
I've
just put
raised
my
her
mask
since
on the
she was
donkey.
a
It's fine. Everything's
hatchling.
fine.
I've raised her since she was a hatchling. She won't betray.
Oh, wait
Roll an
about it.
animal handling check with advantage.
Betrayal. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about
Agree.
being hungry.
Meaning she won't betray my trust with her. 19.
Good. So when your back is turned, she's starving. She won't eat you.
You
I
give
reach
that
for raw
instruction,
meat.
and there is an intelligence behind her eyes, and she nuzzles her beak into your hand, and you are confident that Barbarossa's donkey is safe in her company.
Besides, I'll pull out a slab of raw meat off of out of one of the satchel bags and slap
It's
it on
kobold
the. She'll eat it. Here you go. There, sweetheart. All right. I reach into my bag and I have a small feed bag of oats and leave it for the donkey.
All right.
Mm. Well, then, gather up the supplies from from the saddlebag. I guess our best bet is to go inside and see if maybe something pulled them in.
That seems like
Mhm.
the proper and good course of action. Yes.
I don't know what is inside, so it's possible.
There's only one way to find out, right?
Yeah. All right.
Did I
So,
pre-light my lantern?
Okay. Y'all head down the stairs towards the entrance?
Yeah.
DM.
No time like the present.
Yes.
I know my perception check was terrible. Can I do a investigation check to just see if there are any chain marks?
As you get closer on the stairs and are able to actually dig in, yes, go ahead. Roll me an investigation.
I will assist. Because I will.
Guidance.
Oh, and
Wow,
guidance.
I am
And
rolling
guidance.
terribly.
I forgot I had guidance until just now.
I kind of honestly, I forgot.
Total of a 12.
Total of a 12. So as the group starts to make their way down the stairs towards the entrance,
Investigation I'm actually good at too.
you don't see any signs of chain marks anywhere. However, as you approach the door, and you all see this, right along the doorway on the frame of this large stone doorway with actual like a heavy metal door, there is one smeared bloody hand. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Is it
Huzzah.
a handprint or a hand?
Huzzah.
Handprint.
Handprint. Okay.
No,
And-
just a completely severed hand, just
I was
still
worried
dead
about that.
gripping the doorway.
I was absolutely worried about that.
That'd be wild.
Before we get into the meat of it next session, y'all are level 2.
I was going to ask the question. Yes.
Yeah.
And that
While
fits
we're
right
still
into what I
on,
said.
how
to
about
Ash.
everybody rolls their hit die?
Oh god,
right.
what is a wizard's hit die?
Are we rerolling ones or are you mean?
D6, I believe.
Rerolling once. Rerolling
Okay.
once.
Did you
Sweet.
say, are you mean?
Yeah. I don't
I mean,
like
it's a
the not
fair
rerolling
fucking
ones.
question. If a
Yeah.
DM lets you take ones on hit die, they're an asshole.
Who
I
said
mean,
what
twos
the
are rough too, but like at least not, they just go.
It's like
I'm
the
pretty
answer is
sure a
generally
wizard
a
is a
dim.
D6.
What
Wizard's
is
Or
D6?
is it a
Okay.
D4? Is it a D? I hope it's not
It's
a
a
D4.
D. It's a
No,
D6.
it's a D6. It used to be a
D6.
D4 back in the day.
Okay, D6.
D6.
I am
Druid,
re-rolling
I
that.
believe, is a D8.
'cause
Yeah.
I rolled a one. I'm doing great tonight, guys.
What the
You've
hell?
rolled a 1, a 1, a 1, a 5, and a 6.
What the hell is my hit die?
My brother.
I believe your hit die is a D8.
4. I'll take a 4. Okay,
That's good. That's good.
that's better.
Yes, it is a D. Okay, I found it. You have to click on
I
short
got
rest and
three.
find it.
So it is now.
Awesome.
Not bad.
So it is 1d8 plus 2 for my. I rolled the d8. 6. I accept 6. That is more than
A
50%.
lot of 4s. Damn, son.
That is over 60%,
Four,
50% of
four.
my current health. So
Not bad. That brings me up
5 and a 3. A 4, a 4, a 4, a 5, and a 3. Okay.
level 2.
I'm up to
Not bad.
13 hit points.
Yay, you're not going to die in one hit now.
Maybe.
I can hit you harder.
You have how many hit
Nah.
points?
13.
You have the same amount of hit points as me.
As the cleric?
Yeah.
Doing great.
That's bad.
Oh
Clerics
wait, no,
usually
sorry.
beefcakes.
I'll have a 15. I forgot to
Oh,
add.
yeah, you got to add your constitution.
the
Yeah, add your constitution.
Oh, man.
I get my arcane tradition.
Hell yeah. All right.
Excellent.
Welcome to level 2, kids.
I'm not useless anymore, guys. I have things. I have spells. I have wild shape. I'm a good druid now. I swear.
Yes.
Wild shape's the most important part of a druid right there. That's everything.
What
You will
makes a
likely
druid
see
a
the other thing
druid?
before you see wild shape, but we'll see.
All right. Well, good session, guys. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Are we
thank
still
you.
live? Or?
Yeah, we still have.
Oh, okay.
You can tell me how bad I am once we're not.
Yes.
I know it's coming. Don't worry, it's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions.
All right.
Oh, it's common, all right.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate it, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
I love all two of you.